largest event on the WPT this season thus far. Tonight's winner will take home over $1.6 million.
Yes, they will. We are in LA, land of freeways, dreams, and plastic surgery. And let's talk about the structure. The antes will start out at 10,000, the blind 30 and 60. We're going to the table. Action on Binh Nguyen. He quickly folds his hand, and now it's up to the great Chris Ferguson. They call him Jesus. He has a 9-10 of clubs.
Well, he's got the suited connectors. Chris Ferguson, a very aggressive player. A WPT title is what he craves. It's the only thing missing from his poker resume. He's going to raise it here. Makes it 160,000 to go.
But right behind him, Cornel Cimpan with the ladies, a pair of queens. The poker professional out of Houston, Texas, with a big hand on hand number 1.
We're short stacked with 20 players left in this tournament. He's still here. See what he's going to do with the ladies.
He's going to play it slow, just calling.
Takes the conservative route.
Poker pro Pat Walsh out of St. Louis folding. WPT champ Chris Karagulleyan also out.
Young, tough Mike Sowers folds as well. So 2 players, Chris Ferguson, Cornel Cimpan going at it. Here comes the flop. Jack, 8, deuce, all different suits. Chris Ferguson has flopped an open-end straight draw. Action is on him.
Just a nice flop there for Chris. Big possibilities. Will he make the continuation bet? No, he quickly checks it.
Wow, Cornel checks right behind him. I can't believe it, Vince.
Very surprising.
In case your opponent had an ace high, why would you give him a free card there where he could catch it to beat you? 6 of hearts comes off on the turn. Chris Ferguson checks. Well, this time Cornel's going to bet, but not a very big bet. 175,000 into a pot that's got 470,000 in it.
Finally trying to protect the overpair.
Chris Ferguson is going to make the call here with his open-end straight draw.
Yeah, he wants to draw out on the Houston professional. Will he get his card? Here's the river.
Well, a 10 comes off. This gives Chris Ferguson a pair of 10s. Might get him in trouble. He checks here. Cornel's going to reach for chips.
Yep, the 37-year-old betting again with the overpair, 225,000.
Well, that's not a big bet into a pot that's got over 800,000 in it. And Chris Ferguson is going to look him up, and he's going to be shocked when this guy turns up 2 queens and never took a raise in this pot.
Cornel Cimpan takes it from the heavyweight at the table, Chris Ferguson.
So Cornel Cimpan off to a good start here, takes down pot number 1.
LA Poker Classic just getting underway. We'll be right back on the World Poker Tour. Pro out of St. Louis quickly folding a 10-5.
Now WPT champ Chris Karagulleyan lays his hand down as well.
Mike Sowers out, but Binh Nguyen, a 30-year-old, picking up a pair of 9s.
Vince, incredibly, this is the first big buy-in tournament that Ben has ever played in his life. First WPT event. Here he is at the final table, going for $1.6 million.
Well, he's made it 160,000 to go. Ferguson out, but Cornel Cimpan with a big ace-queen. Let's see how he plays it.
Well, he had 2 queens the last hand. He won the pot, but he didn't raise before the flop. Most guys in the big blind would come over the top of a guy raising on the button here, but he just limps in and calls again. So here comes the flop. Oh, and what a flop for Binh Nguyen. He's flopped the top set. He's got 3 9s.
Cornel quickly checking. And Binh, who's a cash game specialist out of Vegas. This is just happy-go-lucky time for Binh Nguyen. Flopping a set and betting 200,000. Nothing materializing for Cornel, but oh gosh, he's getting crazy. He's going over the top with nothing. He makes it 600,000.
It's 400 more to call.
Well, Cornel Cimpan feeling his Wheaties from winning that first pot, I guess. Well, we know Ben's going to play this hand. He's never thrown this hand away. It's just a matter if you raise now or you just call here and hope your opponent bets at it again. You're never getting away from top set, folks.
I'm all in.
Well, he's not slow playing it. He's coming over the top right now for all the dough.
It's an awful feeling when you make a move, you think it might work, and then all of a sudden the guy comes back over the top, and you have absolutely nothing. You got the TV cameras going. Not really fun.
You might say Cornel didn't make an Ivy League move here, Vince.
How much you got left?
Who's he trying to fool here?
About nine, a little over $1 million.
Well, he just has ace high. The only way you could call is if you put your opponent on a spade draw or something where you felt you had the best hand, but he does lay it down. So Binh Nguyen taking down that pot. This a 30-year-old tough pro out of Las Vegas. Came to Los Angeles to play in his first ever WPT event, and here he is going for the $1.6 million first place prize. Incredible.
He was born in Vietnam, came to the States when he was 1 year old. And what an opportunity he has here going tonight. Action right back on him. Binh Nguyen. And this time he's going to lay down his hand. Now Chris Ferguson.
Now he looks down at the Highway Patrol hand, a 10-4. He lays it down.
Into the pro from Houston. We've seen a lot of them. First couple of hands, Cornel Cimpan. He's just got an 8 deuce, and he's going to raise with it.
Well, Vince, you just have to suspect he's raising to try to get some of his chips back. He lost on the last pot.
Pat Walsh folded, but Chris Karagulleyan with a king jack has made the call. Mike Sowers out.
Now Chris out of the small blind. Seen the guy play every pot so far, so he's going to gamble with the king jack with him. Flop comes ace, queen, 6. Chris with the straight draw, but he checks. And look at this, the continuation bet by Cornel here with just an 8 deuce offsuit, and that play is going to work. You know, there's more than one way to get your chips back, you know. You don't have to have a hand to get them back. Just fire.
Cornel playing looser than a cheerleader in a slasher film. And it pays off right there.
Oh, boy. Impressive play. Okay, action back on Binh Nguyen. Folds a 9-8.
Now Chris Ferguson, who is on the short stack at this moment.
And Vince, I can honestly say that Chris Ferguson is the one player at this table that doesn't care about the money. He's made over $7.5 million in tournament winnings. Very rich guy. He just wants that WPT title. That's what he's playing for. Not going to worry about where he finishes if it's not first place.
Got an ace 8. He's raised to 165, but shockingly right behind him, Cornel Cimpan with just a 4 deuce is contemplating this.
Well, Vince, this guy's from Houston. I'll tell you, makes you wonder what those games in Houston are like. This guy plays every hand. Cole's a raise with a 4 deuce. Incredible.
Hey, Uncle Tilty at the table right now. Pat Walsh out. Karagulleyan not playing.
This 22-year-old Mike Sowers, he is one tough cookie, but doesn't play this hand either.
No, he's an online pro. Playing very tight so far. So we have 2 players. Here's the flop.
Yeah, flop comes 7-5-4. Chris Ferguson with a gut shot straight draw. 6 would give him a straight. But Cornel Cimpan with the best hand right now with 2 4s. Actions on Chris Ferguson.
Chris with ace high.
Well, he's the short stack at the table. Got about 800,000 left. He's moving it in right here, Vince.
Yep, this could be the demise of Chris.
Count that.
Ooh. And Cimpan says count it.
Well, Vince, the guy called a raise before the flop with a 4 deuce. He flopped a pair, so he could very well make this call from what we've seen so far.
Yep, he's a wild man.
You just have to put your opponent on 2 big cards here. It's not a pair if you're going to make this call with 2 4s and then hold your breath that your hand holds up. If you make this call, it would be a very gutsy call.
What a moment for this professional poker player out of Houston, Texas. But no! He's going to lay it down.
Well, he chuckles a little bit there. I wouldn't be laughing at Chris Ferguson. That's like taking a stick and poking the bear with it, Vince. Be careful what you're doing here.
Well, right there, Jesus, Chris Ferguson walking on water. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour. Now Pat Walsh out of St. Louis, poker professional with ace-9. He's going to bump it up.
He's going to raise it. Makes it 260,000 to go.
Karagulleyan is out, and now Mike Sowers, online pro with the strange hat, goes away. Binh Nguyen also out. And around to Chris Ferguson, who has picked up a wired pair of 7s. Chris Ferguson, who has more bracelets than a pawn shop. What a player.
He's still the short stack at this final table. The middle pair, the toughest hand to play, and no limit hold'em. And here's the reason why. You got a guy that raised in front of you. What do you do with a middle pair here? Well, here goes Chris Ferguson again with the all-in bet.
Making a problem for Pat.
Vince, as we said, he's not worried about finishing 6th, 5th, 4th, anywhere but 1st. You see he's going for it right here. Now if you're sitting in Pat Walsh's seat, do you want to gamble this hand?
I'll pass.
Probably not. Pat lays his hand down. So Chris Ferguson taking down that pot to take another step closer to his goal of capturing the WPT title.
Yeah, and if you're Pat Walsh, professional out of St. Louis, you just don't want to double up. Man they call Jesus, Chris Ferguson, who's playing impeccably here tonight so far. And here we go again, action right back on Chris.
Chris, a brilliant guy, went to UCLA, got a math degree, then got a PhD in computer science, now one of the top poker players in the world.
Well, he has folded.
Well, Cornel Cimpan gonna lay down a king deuce of diamonds.
And now Pat Walsh with an ace-queen this time.
Yeah, he got burned the last hand by the ace-9. See what he's going to do with the ace-queen.
And look at Karagulleyan on his left, though, looking very interested about this hand.
And he's going to raise it. Ups the raise a little this time. 290,000 to go.
Next to act, WPT champion Chris Karagulleyan. And Chris with an ace-jack has made the call.
Well, Vance, he saw Chris Ferguson take the pot away from the guy last time by moving all in on him. Might think he's steaming a bit, doesn't have that strong a hand. Just raising to be raising, so he called him with the ace-jack to see a flop here.
Mike Sowers out, as is Binh Nguyen. We have a flop.
Yeah, flop comes 10-10-4. So Pat Walsh still out in front with the ace-queen. And he is going to make a continuation bet here of 300,000.
Into a WPT champion who won in LA before, Karagulleyan. And he's going to stick around. This could get expensive.
He's a non-believer here, Vince. Just doesn't believe Pat Walsh has got that strong a hand. Now a 4 comes off. Now they're tied. Both players have 2 pair with an ace kicker. Action is on Pat. He's going to check.
Yep.
And look at this, Vince. Chris Karagulleyan is going to bet his ace high. 500,000.
What a good time to bet. You got to maybe put Karagulleyan on a 4. Maybe got lucky. Maybe a 10. This is a tough call to make.
Well, Vince, if he's got any pair, you're beat.
Yep.
Yeah, like 2-8s.
The guy called a raise before the flop. He called a bet on the flop when it comes 10-10-4. I can see where you'd think an ace-queen would shrink up here.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Chris Karagulleyan, our chip leader, takes down a nice pot.
He wants to be a 2-time WPT champion. He wants to be the king of LA poker. After that hand, nicely played, he's on his way. Now here are the colors of Armenia.
Well, Vince, it's like a World Cup soccer game here when they sing that song.
They love Chris Karagulleyan here at the Commerce Casino.
Yeah, he's certainly the local favorite here tonight, no doubt about it. Has a big rooting section. They want him to see him capture that second WPT title.
All right, action going to the online pro, Mike Sowers. Can't pick up much of a hand, folds his 8-3.
Over to Binh Nguyen. It's the pro out of Vegas, playing in his first ever WPT event. Picks up a king-queen. That's good enough to raise it. He makes it 200,000 to go.
But behind them, Ferguson picking up a real hand, pair of jacks. Quality high pair.
Chris Ferguson, not the kind of guy that calls with a lot of pairs. He likes to come over the top with them. See what he's going to do with the jacks.
Great mathematician, went to UCLA. Doubt he wore that hat there at that campus, though. And he is going to make it 600,000 to go.
Well, he does come over the top.
Cornel Cimpan going away.
Over to Pat Walsh. Got an 8-7. He lays his hand down. Chris out as well. Now, if you're sitting in Binh Nguyen's seat, you're not crazy about a king-queen when somebody comes over the top of you, I can assure you. You're always fearful that they have ace-king or ace-queen, would have you dominated. So Ben's going to get out of the way.
And just like that, Chris Ferguson has put the fear of Jesus to the whole table. Taking down another pot. Stay with this. 6 players remain here on the World Poker Tour.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Yeah, Vince, and his idol is the defending champion of this event, Phil Ivey, who won this last year. And I can tell you this young kid's got a lot of heart, just like Phil Ivey does.
All right, action going down to Binh Nguyen. Out of Vegas, quickly folding his hand. Jesus Ferguson. Not going to play a 10-5.
Okay, around the Cornel Cimpan, he looks down at a pair of nines. Reaching for some raising chips. Going to make it $200,000 to go.
To the St. Louis pro, Pat Walsh, who studied business and criminal justice at Missouri State. Not getting lucky so far tonight. He folds his hand. Karagulleyan also out.
Mike Sowers, the 22-year-old. He's going to make the
How
call.
much you got, Mike? I started the hand with 2.2. 2.2.
Out of the big blind. Cost him another $120,000 to call. He's got the ace-7 of hearts. And it comes ace, king, queen. Mike checks the top pair. Cornel not happy to see the 3 overcards. Checks the 2 nines right behind him.
Yep.
Now a king comes off. Well, again, Mike Sowers checks. And again, Cornel checks right behind him.
Yeah, not falling into any traps here. 3 of spades on the river.
Well, if you're the youngster now, you got to think your aces up are good here. And I'm sure Mike thinks exactly that. That's why he's getting out some chips to bet. Going to make a $325,000 wager. Now what do you do with 2 nines? Well, you call, I guess, if you're Cornel Cimpan, but he's not going to like it. So the youngest guy at the table, 22-year-old Mike Sowers from Charlotte, North Carolina, taking down that pot. And Vince, I can tell you, I played at a final table of the World Series of Poker with this kid. It was a $10,000 pot limit Hold'em tournament. He tried to bluff me out, Vince. He came over the top of me with a 9-3 offsuit. I happened to have 2 queens. I busted him out of the tournament.
That's it, Mike.
Well, he's got heart, though. I liked him. He's a likable kid. Young online whiz kid. Action's back on him here.
Yep, he's got a 9-8, and you know, you look at his hat, it almost looks like he should have a propeller on the top of that.
Oh, Vince, I agree. What a horrible hat that is.
Well, he has raised it to 200,000. Binh Nguyen out. Chris Ferguson out. It's around to Cornel, who's got a pair of 7s.
And he got burned with the 2 nines the last hand against this same player. Let's see what he's going to do with the 2 7s. Mike Sowers has raised it coming in. Well, he's going to make the call here.
Pat Walsh also in so far. He's got a jack 10.
Well, Vince, there's $540,000 in the pot. Going to cost him another $120 to make this call. Be surprised if he doesn't make it here with all that money that's out there.
33-year-old, first time at a final table on the World Poker Tour.
Well, so far nothing's gone right for him at this final table, so he's going to sit this one out. So we got the same 2 guys going at it again. Mike Sowers and Cornel Cimpan.
Yep, 7s up against 9, 8 of clubs. Here's the flop.
Well, king 3 deuce. No help to either player. Cornel checks his 2 7s. The 22-year-old with heart looks like he's going to make the continuation bet with just 9 high. Yes, he is. $325,000. Now what do you do with 2 7s?
He's not going anywhere.
Well, he's made the call here.
Solid call by Cornel.
Well, thinks they might be the best hand. Indeed they are. See what happens from here. Here comes the turn card. Well, a queen comes off. Again, Cornel checks. Will the youngster fire again? Remember, he only has 9 high. But he's going to check this time.
Yep, going down to the river.
Now the board pairs kings. Well, Cornel checks the 2 7s. I'm sure Mike Sowers realized the only way you can win this pot is to bet at it. So he is going to fire. Vince, I think once the board pairs kings, you know your opponent doesn't have a king, because he would have bet on 4th Street had he had a pair of kings. So you don't figure this card's going to help him.
Well, this is how you ran him down in that tournament, Mike.
Still a tough call to make with 2 7s here, though.
It is. The kid makes some plays. He makes some moves. Is it going to work? No.
Cornel is going to make the
You're
call.
good. I got 9, huh?
He's going to win this pot with the 2 7s, giving himself a clap, and deservedly so, Vince. That was a nice call.
Well, the 22-year-old, very bold, gets his hand caught in the cookie jar right there.
Nice, Sam. Good call. Thanks.
But he remains a gentleman. 6 players remain at the LA Poker Classic. We're coming right back.
How tough it is to win these things. How could he know, Vince? This is the first time he's ever played. Here he is at the final table. He's making it look easy.
He's getting a taste of it tonight. Let's go to the table. Action going to Cornel Cimpan. He's got a king 10 of spades. He is an action-oriented player, and he's going to raise.
And he makes it 200,000 to go.
Pat out. Chris Karagulleyan also out, as is Mike Sowers.
So we're around to Binh Nguyen. He looks down at a queen-jack offsuit. He's got 40,000 in the small blind. He's going to call another 160,000. And Chris Ferguson lays down the 10-6 of clubs.
So a king 10 versus queen jack. The first 3 are coming up.
Oh, it's come queen jack 8. Binh Nguyen has flopped the top 2 pair and checks.
Yeah, trying to trap, but both check.
Now Cornel with the open end straight draw checks it and now makes a straight on the turn as a 9 comes off. Now there are 3 hearts out there. Action is on Binh Nguyen.
Got to find out where he is. He's bet 250,000.
He's got the top 2 pair, but he is in dire trouble right now.
And just getting a call by Cornel.
Can't believe that Cornel would not come over the top of him with a straight here with 3 hearts out there. Now the 4th heart comes out. Neither player has a heart, so neither player going to be excited to see that card. Now Binh Nguyen is first to act. He's got the top 2 pair. There's a 4-card flush and a 4-card straight on the board, but he's going to make one of those defensive style bets. There's over $1 million in the pot, and yet he's betting 350,000.
Very daring. $350,000 bet with no straight, no heart.
Cornel got to be disgusted with himself for not coming back over the top.
Yeah.
On the turn right now. Might be afraid his opponent has made a flush here.
Got to come back over the top on the turn when you hit the high straight there.
Well, especially when there's 3 hearts on the board.
Oh, yeah. It's a big mistake, and he's going to pay for it.
But what about that bet by Binh Nguyen? You got to love that size bet, about a third of what was in the pot. And it paid off in spades for him because his 2 pair took down the pot, even though his opponent had a straight.
And he is smiling right now. And this is a guy that plays in the biggest cash games in Vegas, on his way to a $1.6 million first place prize, perhaps.
Well, he's a very smart guy. He's got an MBA, was a former engineer, now poker pro.
Okay, to the table. This hand we go.
Well, Pat and Chris Karagulleyan fold.
Look at this. The online kid picking up a pair of kings.
Big hand for Mike Sowers right here. The 22-year-old has 2 cowboys, so he's going to bet 200,000.
Binh Nguyen going to take a breather. Mucks his hand.
And around to Chris Ferguson. Chris in the small blind here. Well, he looks down at the queen jack of diamonds.
Yep, an enticing hand here.
And that's the kind of hand you like to see flops with. And he's in big trouble as his opponent has an overpair. Well, Chris Ferguson's going to make the call, wants to see a flop. See what Cornel does in the big blind here. Well, he looks down at a 6-deuce offsuit. Not even he can play that one.
So we got the young online poker pro Mike Sowers up against World Series champion Chris Ferguson in a big one. And look at this. Chris has picked up a pair of jacks.
This hand could spell big trouble with a capital T for Chris Ferguson. He's flopped top pair here. It's come jack 8 deuce. He's going to check the 2 jacks. See what the 22-year-old is going to do with his kings. Well, he's going to bet, looks like 250,000.
Yep, he'll try to protect the overpair. Not that big of a bet, though.
He's trying to reel him in here. And Vince, it could well work. Chris Ferguson may try the check raise here after flopping top pair. If so, it can be big trouble for him. Well, he is. He is going to raise it here, and quickly Mike Sowers goes all in. Not for much more, just about another 100 or 200,000 more. So Chris obligated to call.
Jesus, in a lot of trouble right now. Pair of jacks up against kings.
Yeah, Mike Sowers' friends hollering for a king to get this thing over with.
Good luck, Chris.
Chris Ferguson in a lot of trouble. His dream of becoming a WPT champion slipping away.
Well, he's looking for a queen or a jack to take the lead right now. To catch a running 9-10 to make it straight. Oh, king comes right off. That's going to do it. This hand is over, folks. Mike Sowers all smiles as he's going to double up here.
Down, but not out.
Nearly $3 million in this pot.
Jesus always comes back.
All right, well, will Jesus rise again? We will see. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
No, Vince, just for the record, I don't think any player should be allowed to wear sunglasses at a final table, but that's just me. But I'm not sure that makes Chris Ferguson any more intimidating. It's the fact that he moves all in on these guys. That's what intimidates him.
All right, to the felt we go. Karagulleyan quickly folding. The online pro Mike Sowers also going out.
It's around to Binh Nguyen. He looks down at a pair of sixes, Route 66. Going to make it 200,000 to go. Oh, and Chris Ferguson has ace-king. He's got big slick. He's got less than $1 million in chips. It's 200,000 to call. Be very surprised if he doesn't ship it here.
Look at Binh Nguyen. Ferguson he's saying, does this guy have a real hand? We know Binh Nguyen's hand isn't that bad.
Yep.
It's a mid-pair, but Chris is going all in over the top.
Yeah, let's see what the blinds are going to do. Now, Cornel has 8-9 of spades, but hard to call $1 million all-in bet with that hand.
Pat Walsh laughs about his hand as he mucks it.
780 more from you.
It'll get more expensive if Binh Nguyen wants to stick around with his mid-pair.
Well, it's going to cost him another $780 to make the call. There's about $1.4 million in the pot. But Vince, he's got the chips to be able to make this call. Even if he calls and loses this pot, he's going to have over $2 million in chips. I think with an opportunity to knock out a Chris Ferguson and take command with 5 players left, I think it's worth the risk here to make this call with the 2 sixes.
You would think so. But he's not going to do it. He has mucked the hand. So Chris Ferguson taking this pot.
Wow, I'm surprised by that fold by Binh Nguyen there, but a nice all-in bet by Chris Ferguson. Well, you don't want to double up a tough player like Chris Ferguson, but sometimes you just have to gamble, Vince. You're getting almost 2-to-1 odds on your money there. He has to have an overpair to have you beat, and in case you win that pot, the toughest guy at the table is gone, and you're a big chip leader with 5 left.
And maybe it's the Chris Ferguson name that's just making these guys lay down hands to him. They just don't want to get involved with them.
Well, I think you should gamble.
The next hand we go, Chris folding. And now Cornel Cimpan, the pro from Houston, Texas. Very volatile professional. He's going to raise with an ace-jack, making it 175,000 to go. Pat Walsh, though,
All in.
on the short stack, says all in with an ace-queen.
Just looking for any kind of hand to get it in there with. He has found it with an ace-queen.
Karagulleyan is folded, as did Mike Sowers. Binh Nguyen not going to play.
There, he wants you to take in the 175. Bring
It's
that
going
in.
to cost Cornel around 600,000 more to make this call. He's just going to have to hope his opponent's got a pair of 9s or a pair of 10s where he might have 2 overcards and be in a race. He's going to make the call. I don't blame him for making it, but he's not going to like it as he's dominated, and he knows it. His opponent has ace-queen. He has ace-jack. So a great opportunity for Pat Walsh to double up here.
So Pat Walsh, who nothing has materialized so far this evening for him, finally has to go all in. He is out pipping Cornel. Let's see if his hand will hold up.
Yeah, it's come king 6-3 with 2 hearts. Pat Walsh well out in front. He's also got the ace of hearts as a backup here. The 33-year-old pro out of St. Louis in great shape to double up here. Well, now an ace comes off. That means the only way that Cornel can win this pot is he must catch a jack on the river. They would split the pot if a 3 or 6 comes off.
I can catch a 3 or a 6 with
Pat
you.
Walsh studied business and criminal justice at Missouri State. He'd like some justice here, and he gets it.
So there you go. Pat Walsh is going to double up. We still have 6 players left.
Rakes in his first pot of the evening. Pat Walsh taking down that pot. Winner going to take home over $1.6 million in Los Angeles. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action in just a moment.
Well, our current chip leader is WPT champ Chris Karagulleyan, going for his second title tonight. He's got a little over 3.5 million. Chris Ferguson on the short stack, but still has over 1.3 million. So Vince, it's anybody's game from here.
Okay, to the money pit we go. We go to the Houston Bandit, Cornel Cimpan. Looks at a jack-6. He goes away.
Pat Walsh peeks down at an ace-3 offsuit, lays it down.
The WPT champion, Chris Karagulleyan, with ace-8 of hearts, is going to raise. Makes it 225,000 to go.
And Mike Sowers going out. Binh Nguyen out as well.
Round to Chris Ferguson.
He's got a pair of 9s.
Yeah, he's got a real hand here.
As we've seen, when Chris Ferguson gets a pair, he doesn't call in these spots. Nearly always comes over the top. Let's see what he does here. Up against the WPT champ and a really solid player, but doesn't stop Chris Ferguson from playing his game. He's moved all in.
Yep, he is going to ship it, and Karagulleyan wants to know how much is it going to cost me.
It's going to cost him about $1 million more, Vince.
So if I lose, how much will I have?
It's a negative way of thinking about it, but now there's Chris Ferguson's dad. If you're Jesus' dad, do you call him God, I wonder?
Oh, boy.
I don't want to double you up.
Well, ace-8 is not exactly the kind of hand you want to put another $1 million with and gamble with a Chris Ferguson. Be surprised if he calls, and he does lay his hand down. So Chris Ferguson over the top again, all in to take down the pot.
Yeah, playing power poker right there. Karagulleyan content.
Good lay down, brother. Good lay down.
And right there, that's Chris Karagulleyan's life coach, I believe. Crazy fan, they call him.
He's gonna do that one
Just
anyway.
to relax. I don't want to double him up. What do you want me to double him up, and now he can't. He come and kill us.
They don't want to double up the great Chris Ferguson. He's too dangerous of a player, and that's what Karagulleyan says right there. Blinds are going up to 50 and 100,000. Quick fold by Pat Walsh.
Over to Karagulleyan, he lays his hand down.
The online kid, Mike Sowers, also going out.
Binh Nguyen out, so it's the battle of the blinds. Round to Chris Ferguson, he picks up a
Whoa.
nice hand here. Ace-king of clubs.
Starting to get a little rush there for Chris Ferguson.
And he is going to raise it. It's going to make it 300,000 to go. The blinds just went up to 50 and 100,000, so
And the Houston Bandit picks up a pair of 4s. 44, midlife crises.
well, he's got the cold 44s, Vince. That's because he's looking to shoot down Chris Ferguson here. Now, do you want to just call and see this flop, or you want to come over the top with the pair? He's going to make the call. So both players with a legitimate hand here. Chris Ferguson with the ace-king of clubs. Cornel with the 2 4s. Here's the flop. Now let's come 10-8-8. Action on Chris Ferguson. Well, Chris is going to check.
I'm all in.
And quickly, Cornel goes all in. A nice all-in bet by him.
Wow, he is putting the pressure on Ferguson here. Boldly bet by Cornel Cimpan. Do you want to call off your money here?
Well, this is the problem. When you don't move all in yourself, you're faced with a tough decision as to what to do. You got to hope the guy's bluffing, and your ace-king might be good. But I believe if you're going to check and call here, you should have moved in to start with. But Chris Ferguson has done just that. He has checked and called all his money off.
You got a pair? No. I know you don't have a pair.
So Cornel out in front with the 2 pair right now. Chris Ferguson going to have to get lucky to win this pot to stay alive in this tournament. And what a pot it is.
Yep.
Over 3.3 million in this pot.
What an opportunity for Cornel Cimpan to make a name for himself, to knock out Chris Ferguson in this event. The turn card, 6 of clubs, not helping Ferguson.
Well, it's going to help him if another 6 comes off. He'd win the pot with 8s and 6s and an ace kicker. He needs an ace, a king, a 10, or a 6. Otherwise, Chris Ferguson will be our 6th place finisher.
Cornel Cimpan, will he be the Dragon Slayer tonight?
Now, the 3 of clubs comes off. Cornel Cimpan, very excited to knock Chris Ferguson out of this tournament and take the chip lead here.
Chris Ferguson out in 6th place, going to pick up 240,000, but it's got to be disappointing for him.
His dream to win a WPT title is going to have to come on another day.
Well, the crowd loves this guy.
How can you not love him?
Ace king is a big hand. Normally I'd call. You have to call with that hand. That's the normal thing to do. And I'm not getting. I think I'm behind. I'm not getting bad odds on my call anyway. That's why I called, hoping to get lucky basically. The game is very slow. People are picking their spots. They're really avoiding trouble a lot, and so I think that's why we haven't seen a player go out until me.
A great gentleman and ambassador of the game, Chris Ferguson out in 6th place, and we are down to 5 players at the Commerce Casino. Stay tuned, we're coming back.
Super folds.
And now Pat Walsh has picked up a pair of 10s.
I'm all in.
Nice hand. He's moving all in with the 2 10s.
Yep. So Chris Karagulleyan now with ace-3 mucks his hand.
How much is it?
It's about.
And now the online kid,
1.4.
Mike Sowers, says, how much you got there? How much is it?
I'm all in.
And Mike Sowers going all in here with an ace-jack.
Yeah, he's gone over the top. Binh Nguyen out. So we do have a showdown.
Wow, what a call here by Mike Sowers with just an ace-jack.
Let's go. Come on, one time.
He's got the 2 overcards, so we've got a race situation, but a huge pot here. Nearly $3 million in this pot.
Pat Walsh.
He needs to win the race to stay alive. Let's see if he can do it. Oh, it's come 10-8-5. He has flopped the top set, Rin 10-10, 30 miles. And the only way Mike Sowers can win this pot is he had 2 running cards to make it straight. He knows it. He's counting out the chips that he's going to lose here.
How do they do it, Mike?
6, 6, 6, 6, 6,
Does
6.
luck continue? It looks great there.
And the deuce comes off. Well, he pumps his fist. He knows there's no card Mike can catch to win the pot. He is going to double up here, and the 22-year-old taking a big hit there.
Well, all 5 of these guys have plenty of chips, but only one of them will be taking home a WPT title and a $1.6 million first place prize. Who's it going to be?
Please join us next time for the exciting conclusion of the LA Poker Classic right here on the World Poker Tour.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Big money up for grabs, as you can see. First place over 1.6 million. Second place 935,000. 654 for third, 430 for fourth, and 310 for fifth.
Going to the table, it is on the chip leader, Binh Nguyen. He's got close to 3.8 million in chips, and he's going to throw it away. And now Cornel Cimpan, the pro from Houston. He's got a big hand. Ace, queen of hearts, got to raise.
250.
Well, he is going to raise it. Makes it 250,000 to go. And with the 10,000 ante, blinds are 50 and 100,000.
Next to act, Pat Walsh. He's got a king 8. He's got the button.
Well, he's got position, but he doesn't have much of a hand. Pat right now on the short stack with just over 1.5 million in chips, but
All right.
wow, Vince, look at this. He is going to raise it here on the short stack with just a king 8 offsuit. What a bold play here.
Yeah, it's going to make it 750,000 to go. Chris and Mike quickly fold.
All right, back to Cornel Cimpan. Well, he's made the call. So a nice pot developing. Well over $1.5 million in the pot right now.
And a big one, Pat.
Pat not too thrilled with things right now. Let's see what develops on the flop here. Oh, a king comes on the flop. Pat Walsh has taken the lead. Action's on Cornel Cimpan.
I'm all in.
And he's moved all in.
Well, he's just making that bet, just praying that Pat Walsh doesn't have a king.
Well, look, if you're going to raise it with a king 8 offsuit and then hit top pair, you got to go with it, don't you, Vince?
I would think so.
I got a call.
Of course, he's got a call. He's got over half his money in the pot already. Here goes the other half.
Yeah, kings?
No.
So a massive pot here, over 3.3 million in this pot. Well, Cornel a little upset. He can see that the guy was just trying to make a move on him here. He didn't set him all in before the flop. He got out flopped. Now Cornel's going to have to get lucky to win this pot. Going to have to catch an ace or 2 running cards to make it straight. 2 queens would do it, but right now, Pat Walsh in great shape to double up.
Thanks.
2 cards to come.
Well, a deuce comes off, so we're
Medium.
going to the river.
Medium.
Pat just has to dodge an ace to double up here.
And the Houston Bandit outdraw Pat Walsh. We will see. River card coming up.
Maybe.
Well, the 9 of spades comes off on the river. Pat Walsh has doubled up.
So Pat Walsh doing the wrong thing at the right time makes it pay off.
Vince, it was the right thing at the right time, looked like to me.
And it's one poker warrior right there, and we're just getting underway. We'll be right back on the World Poker Tour.
What he was saying is anybody can win a poker tournament, but when you're a multiple champion out here in the World Poker Tour, heads turn everywhere you go.
Action on the Houston Bandit, Cornel Cimpan, out of Houston, Texas. Quickly folds a queen deuce. Now Pat Walsh with a 10-5, won't play that.
Over to our WPT champ, got an ace-10 on the button. He raises it up.
Made it 300,000 to go. Mike Sowers out, but Binh Nguyen with ace-king behind him.
All in.
Says all in.
All in?
Well, Chris couldn't even hardly get that out. You're all in as he squeakily says that.
Like a trick voice we heard there.
Well, he knows that Ben has him covered, so he'd have to put all his chips in to play this hand. And we're talking about a lot of chips here, folks. Over 2 million in chips.
Hate this ace-10.
Chris is going to make a very good laydown. Shows the ace-10.
What did you have?
Ace-10 beat.
What was it?
Better than ace-10.
Picking up me today, huh?
I'm not picking on you. I had a
So
better
far you
hand.
are.
It's not personal.
I know it's not personal. They'll turn around. I haven't had good hands.
I
They'll
know.
turn around.
I know. I'm not doing it with trash hands. I didn't have to do 7.
There's no reason for explanation, boys. This is poker.
Sometimes you do think somebody's just raising you all the time, don't you, Vince? But you stop them by playing with them.
All right, Chris Karagulleyan once again looking at a hand. He's got San Francisco, 49er. He folds. Mike Sowers also going out. And now Binh Nguyen getting loaded up again with a king-10 of spades. Makes it 225.
Well, not a bad hand on the button when you're up against the 2 blinds.
Cornel Cimpan out.
Now around to Pat Walsh. He's got king-jack. He's got co-jack. He's going to make the call out of the big blind. As the cards lie, he has been dominated here. King-jack versus king-10. Here's the flop. Well, it's come 10-9-4. Ben out in front now with the 2 10s.
But Pat is going to check with his inside straight draw. Binh with top pair. Momentum. And Binh is going to make a continuation bet.
Well, he's got top pair here. Why not bet it? 300,000. Well, Pat looking down. Maybe to see if he had any diamonds to go with it, but he's got the gut shot straight. But he might think that a king or a jack would give him the lead as well. So looking for a picture card. Well, Pat's going to make the call. Going to look him up here, as we say. Try to hit his hand.
Pat is 33 years old. He studied business and criminal justice at Missouri State. Smart guy.
Well, 5 of hearts on the turn.
No help for Pat. He checks.
Well, Ben is reaching for chips. And it's twice as many chips, it looks like, as last time. Yep, 600,000 to bet this time.
He's going to make Pat Walsh pay for it if he wants to stick around. Every decision so crucial here on the WPT.
He's calling 600,000 with a gut shot straight draw. Vince, I don't like this play.
Slop time at the Commerce.
Let's see if he can get lucky here.
You never know. Will he hit? No, not to be. A 7 of hearts on the river. So nothing materializing, and he's going to check it. Put up the white flag.
Ben probably happy to check it down with just the 1 pair of 10s.
I have a 10.
Then indeed he does.
Good.
He's going to win the pot with 2 10s. And I would think Pat would be chastising himself a little bit, Vince, for calling that $600,000 bet on the turn.
Now that is just a complete debacle there by Pat Walsh. Now we got the chanting crew out here for Binh Nguyen as he takes down 2 in a row. He's the chip leader with over 5.3 million.
Well, Vince, he is ecstatic right now to be the big chip leader with 5 players left, playing in his first ever WPT event.
Huge money at stake. Let's go to the table. Mike Sowers.
Well, the 22-year-old online pro, he goes away.
And now our chip leader, Binh Nguyen, again getting chips out. He has just an ace-7. He's going to put in $250,000.
Why not, Vince? Why not go for the hat trick? You're running well. You're the chip leader. Go ahead and raise them up.
The Houston Bandit goes out. Pat Walsh quickly folding. But Chris Karagulleyan with a 9-8.
Well, he's got 100,000 out there in the big blind. Wants to see a flop. Here it is. Well, king, king, 10 with 2 spades. No help to either player. Chris checks.
And Binh not going for the continuation bet. He checks as well. Turn card coming up.
Well, just wants to hope his ace high is the best hand. He can get by with it.
No help for either player with a deuce of diamonds. Chris checks.
No sense in betting here. All you can do is get raised probably. So Binh is going to check again on the turn. Here comes that river card. Well, 7 of diamonds comes off. Gives Binh 2 sevens, but the ace high was already good. Well, Chris thinks the only way he can win it is to bet at it, so he's going to take a shot here. 425,000. And Vince, if you're sitting in Binh's seat, you're probably saying to yourself, this guy either had to be trapping on the flop of the turn or he's bluffing right now.
Binh's girlfriend Irene sweating her man. A little decision here right now. This would be an excellent call.
And I'd be a little surprised if he doesn't make the call. And he is going to make the call.
Oh boy.
Well,
7.
Chris waited a little bit too late to try to bluff at this pot, man. Sometimes you got to either start bluffing on the flop or the turn if you're going to bluff on the river. It cost him there.
Binh Nguyen is hotter than my cousin's gold Rolex right now.
What a lucky 7.
3 in a row. He's our major chip leader. We're coming back with more on the World Poker Tour.
Let's see if he can do it.
Right now, Binh Nguyen is our chip leader with 6 million. Action goes to him. And a muck of jack 6.
Well, that's around the Cornel Cimpan. 9-10 suited. He says this is his favorite hand.
I'm all in.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's betting it like it's his favorite hand. He's moving all in with 10 high, folks.
Pat Walsh, though, behind him with a king 10, won't play it. Karagulleyan out.
Mike Sowers out as well. So he shows everybody the 10 high. He moved all in with it to pick up the blinds and ante. So
Very dramatically shows the push. This guy has some game.
Had you in bad shape.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
well, that was well stated by the WPT champ, Michael the Grinder Mizrachi. He's exactly right. You're saddened if you don't win tonight, but when you check your bank account next week, you're going to be happy with your performance here.
To the table we go, a couple folds, and now the online kid, Mike Sowers, with a big king, queen, suited up of clubs. He's raised it to 250,000 to go. But our chip leader, Binh Nguyen, he has a pretty good pair of 7s right behind him.
You always suspect the guy on the button's making some type of move at you when you're in the blinds and everybody's folded to him and he raises it.
I'll raise it.
So Binh Nguyen is going to raise with the 2 7s. I like this play.
He's going to test the water. It's an additional 500,000.
So 750,000 the bet.
Cornel, he's got a king 10 of spades in the big blind.
And the pot's been raised and re-raised. You're not going to get involved with this.
I'm all in.
Now look at this. Online kid has gone all in over the top.
Without hesitation, Vince. Whoa. He sets all of his money out there, 2.8 million.
Start with 2.8.
Well, this is a huge
Go a little more than 2.8.
re-raise here. It's going to cost Binh Nguyen over 2 million more to call. Now he is the chip leader, and we'll have several million left even if he calls and loses this pot, but that is a huge amount of money to call with just middle pair.
How do you have the guts to come back over the top with just king, queen of clubs?
1.5.
I told you Mike Sowers has got a lot of heart. Make no mistake about that. 22-year-old kid going for 1.6 million, but right now he's holding his breath, hoping Binh Nguyen goes away.
3.5 million pot 2. 2.6 to call. 2.6 or 2.0.
I'll tell you something. If Mike Sowers wins this hand, I'm getting one of those hat and glasses.
All right, I call.
Oh, Binh Nguyen has made the call. He is gambling with the 2 walking sticks. And we have a classic race situation for a pot that's got over $5.7 million in it.
You got this, Sowers.
Whoever wins this pot will be the massive chip leader at this final table. And if Mike Sowers does not win it, he'll be out of here in 5th place.
Here's the first 3.
Well, Mike Sowers hit the queen on the flop. Mike Sowers has taken the lead with 2 queens, but Vince, the guy doesn't flinch. He knows it's not over.
And look at Binh Nguyen looking sadder than an exhibitionist on a deserted island. That is just not the flop he wanted to see.
Well, Vince, he knows he's got to catch a 7 or 2 running spades to make a flush or 2 running cards to make a straight. 5 comes on the turn, making a pair of 5s on the board. So we are down to the river card. Binh Nguyen must catch a 7 to win this pot. Otherwise, Mike Sowers is going to double up.
Here comes the river card. It's a 10 of diamonds.
So there you go. The 22-year-old is now the chip leader at this final table.
He is the online king. He's our chip king right now. We're coming back with more on the World Poker Tour.
Over to our WPT champ, Chris Karagulleyan.
Quickly folds his hand.
Now Mike Sowers still stacking up chips from the last pot. Lays this hand down.
And now Binh Nguyen with the button and a tasty little ace-jack of hearts. Going to make a raise to $250,000.
Well, he's raising on the button. Cornel Cimpan going out.
Going to beat is Pat Walsh, who has an ace-deuce. He's in the big blind.
All right.
Well, he says raise.
Oh, boy.
Well, he just thinks Ben might be making a move on the button. He's got an ace high. He's going to come over the top of him and test the water here. Let's see how much he's raising.
It looks like $700,000 in addition here.
Wow, a healthy re-raise by Pat Walsh here.
Just doesn't trust Binh. Thinks he's trying to steal it, but this could come back to bite him here.
I'm all in.
Binh coming back over the top, all in.
Well, Binh Nguyen has moved all in. And unfortunately for Pat, he's looking at an ace-deuce. He's only got about $1 million left. But Vince, I believe the guy is priced in here, meaning there's over $3 million in the pot. He's getting over 3-to-1 odds on his money, and unless his opponent has specifically 2 aces, you know, I believe you almost have to call on this spot whether you like it or not.
Well, you're right, Mike. I think he is priced in, but it's the whole psychological dilemma. Do you want to go out of a WPT tournament with an ace-deuce?
You got me priced in.
He thinks he is. He's going to make the call. It's ace-jack versus ace-deuce.
Got an ace.
A massive pot. Nearly $4.3 million in the pot.
That's ace-deuce, man.
And Pat Walsh is going to have to get lucky to stay alive.
Come on, deuce.
Yep, and he is rooting on his deuce.
One suck out. I haven't sucked out yet.
The Midwest poker professional, Pat Walsh, in a lot of trouble right now.
And they probably wish he was from Minnesota right now, where it's the land of the lakes.
Come on, baby.
Because he needs a duck on the water here to stay alive.
Here comes the flop.
That's come 10, 10, 7.
There's 7 up there.
Well, now he's hollering for a 7. That would give him a split pot here. And certainly, when you have an ace-deuce, your opponent has an ace-jack, you would love to get a split pot and get your money back and say, whew, let me not do this again.
Of course, he'd love to spike the deuce. Here's 4th Street.
Well, a 3 comes off, so we are down to the river.
Binh thought that was a deuce for a second.
Sick, dude.
Sigh of relief there.
Well, Pat needs a deuce to win the pot. He would get a split pot if a 7 or a 3 comes off. Any other card, and he's going to be out in 5th place.
The dream's still alive, but it's coming down this card. Can he get lucky? No.
Well, the 5 of hearts comes off. That's going to do it for the pro out of St. Louis. Pat Walsh is going to finish in 5th place. Still gets a nice payday of over $310,000. So Pat Walsh picked the wrong time to make a move for all his dough.
Quite a gentleman, a big effort, but it is over for him. We are down to 4. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour. Action on Cornel Cimpan. He quickly folds. Chris Karagulleyan with King 9. Just calling.
I'm all in.
And Mike Sowers says all in with an 8-7. Look at this pressure.
Chris Karagulleyan limped in with a king 9 of clubs out of the small blind. Mike Sowers took advantage of his chip count and position, moved all in and forced Chris out.
There's no money in the pot, man.
Now, in my view, Chris should have raised himself with the king 9 of clubs.
Should have made it 300 and I would have.
Chances are he's going to win the pot rather than lose it.
WPT champion Chris Karagulleyan now is the short stack. A little over 1.3 million. This is getting interesting. And the Houston Bandit first to act here, Cornel Cimpan. Ugly looking 10-4, doesn't play that. And now Karagulleyan also folding.
Well, we're around to the blinds. This is the real battle of the blinds, folks, because these are the 2 massive chip leaders with 4 players left. The 22-year-old's going to raise it with ace high, makes it $300,000 to go.
Into Binh Nguyen. And He's got an attractive queen jack of diamonds.
Certainly got one of those hands you want to see a flop with. He's got position on the youngster.
I'll raise.
But forget about calling to see a flop, Vince. He's coming right over the top. He's just going to tell this kid, look, you know, you're going to raise me, I'm going to raise you back. Don't mess with me. You want to fool the guy that's got a lot of chips? Okay, let's go.
He wants to just run over that cap and glasses of Mike Sowers. It looks like an additional 600,000.
Nice raise, Ben.
Well, he said it exactly right. It was a very nice raise by Binh Nguyen right there to take down that pot, to force Mike Sowers out of the hand.
I'm just glad you're sitting to my right, not my left.
Yeah.
Because it'd be the other way around, I know
Binh
it.
is just saying, I like my position on you.
Come on
I
now.
want to rough you up. These guys are both happy because they're both the chip leaders at this point.
Yeah, I'd say you got the best position on the table.
Yeah, I do. I feel like I do. Actually, I know I do.
Blinds are still 50 and 100. Action going. The 22-year-old Mike. This time he looks down at a wired pair of threes here. Not bad in a four-handed poker game.
Well, he's going to raise it again, Vince. 250,000 this time.
Been out.
I'm all in.
Wow. Cornel Cimpan is going all in with an ace-3 here.
Karagulleyan out with an ace-deuce of clubs.
Do you have another stack of green, or can I see them all?
I got 6.
Have 10-9 of diamonds
It's
again?
going to cost the 22-year-old about another 1.2 million to make this call.
With Mike's hand over his mouth now, it almost looks like some type of large bug. You know, you just see two eyes, just two.
You can't see his eyes. He's got the 99-cent sunglasses on and the 75-cent hat. But right now, it's about 1.2 million to him to make a call here.
Just the kind of disguise that you'd almost see a Michael Jackson wearing, you know. I don't know.
Fold.
Well, he's going to lay the threes down.
Yep.
Well, Cornel is going to show him a 3, and you can see that makes the youngster wince because he knows whatever that other card is.
Nice hand.
He was a big favorite to win that pot.
We're not the only ones gambling anymore.
With that pot, the antes are going up to 20,000.
I had 3s.
Jolly laugh that was. And the blinds are going to be 60 and 120,000. Price of poker going up. Action going to the WPT champion, Chris Karagulleyan, going after his second title here tonight.
And Vince, I'll tell you, it looks like all these guys are going for that title and that first place prize. Nobody seems fearful about going out next. They're just trying to gather chips and take home the big bucks and the trophy.
Chris is folded, and the online kid, Mike Sowers, going to raise with a queen jack. 320,000 to go.
Oh, Vince, he's raised a couple pots in a row and it's backfired on him.
Binh Nguyen has mucked a king 10 awfully fast. Gets out of the way, and Cornel with a 9-8.
When you come over the top of somebody and get them to lay one hand down, if you try it the second time, they may get stubborn and call you here. Cost him 200,000 more to make the call here, and he's doing it. So we're going to have a flop. Cornel with the 9-8, Mike Sowers with the queen jack of clubs. Oh, it's come 9-5-5. Great flop for Cornel.
Check.
He's going to check.
Oh, but Mike is not going to bite. He checks as well. Turn card coming up.
Now a third 5 comes out there. So Cornel has a full house.
Check.
He has checked it. And Mike Sowers wisely checks right behind him again. River card jack of diamonds.
Check.
Cornel checks.
Boy, this is just horribly misplayed by Cornel Cimpan.
Well, indeed it is. Now Mike bets 500,000 on the river. Can't imagine you're going to lay down 5s full of 9s here.
No, I can't either.
He's going to make the call.
Yeah, Jack.
He is not going to like it.
Boy, look at that wince. He's hating himself right now, but he deserves to hate himself. Awfully played.
On the turn, you just can't give your opponent a free chance to catch an overcard that could beat you. That's exactly what happened, and it cost him.
He out-tricked himself there, and Mike Sowers is now once again the new chip leader. And right now it's on him again.
Oh, he folds.
Yep, Binh Nguyen going out as well.
I'm all in.
So the battle of the blinds here, and Cornel Cimpan moving all in here with the queen 8 of clubs.
I call.
Well, Chris Karagulleyan read him perfectly there. Made the all-in call with the ace-9 offsuit, and he is well out in front right now. He just suspected that Cornel, after losing that last pot, might be making a move with anything here. Called him with the ace-9. And as the cards lie, he's about a 3-2 favorite to double up here. And ace comes right on the flop. Well, it's come ace, queen, 10.
A little justice for Karagulleyan, hitting the aces.
Well, Chris over a 3-1 favorite now to win this pot. Double up and be in good shape to capture a second WPT title. Got to dodge a queen or an 8 or 2 running clubs. Oh, a queen comes right off on the turn. Vince, that is heartbreak at the moment for Chris Karagulleyan. Tough luck for the WPT champ.
Awful. That is as bad as it gets. I can't believe what we just saw. Just a brutal turn card.
Well, with 1 card to go, Chris must catch an ace to win this pot. A 7 comes off. Well, you see the celebration and ecstasy of Cornel Cimpan and the deflation and dejection of Chris Karagulleyan.
Always a gentleman. Gonna pick up 430,000, but he is out in 4th place.
This WPT champ will have to wait another day to capture his second WPT title.
We are down to 3 players at the Commerce Casino. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Vince, obviously the cash games downstairs are the best in the world. Players love it here.
Right now we have 3 players going after 1.6 million.
Huge difference between 1st and 3rd place, over $1 million in real money.
Action going to Binh Nguyen. He's our chip leader. He has 5.8 million, and this time he has a Jack 3.
He is going to raise it. But right behind him, Cornel Cimpan picks up an ace-queen.
I'm all in.
He's gone all in for 2.6 million.
He should.
3.6.
The online kid, Mike Sowers, with a pair of 5s.
I'm all in.
Says
Wow.
he's all in.
Well, Binh Nguyen quickly folds his hand. Well, I can't believe this play by Mike Sowers. And I say that because the button raised, the small blind moved all in.
You never lose a race, don't worry.
You've just got 2 5s. The best you can be in is a race situation. But remember, the button could have still acted behind him when he went all in. He might have had a big hand. Let's see if it works out for him. Well, it's come ace 4 deuce. Cornel has taken the lead with 2 aces, but Mike Sowers can catch a 5, and a 3 would give him a straight.
Now Cornel, the Houston Bandit, out in front with the aces. Would love to double up.
Everybody on their feet.
4th Street coming right up.
Mega bucks on the line. Well, the king comes off on the turn. So we are down to the river. The 22-year-old must catch a 5 or a 3 to win this pot. Otherwise, Cornel is going to double up.
But the online kid getting chips out to pay him off already, it looks like. Doesn't like his chances. River card coming up.
Well, it's a deuce. So Cornel Cimpan in ecstasy here.
Now, yeah, he is higher than Amy Winehouse in a hot air balloon, and he should be doubling up in a huge moment.
If Mike Sowers doesn't win this tournament, he'll look right back on this hand and say, you know, I should have thrown those 2 5s away. I don't like that play at all. I don't mind moving in with a small pair, but I don't like calling somebody who's moved in on top of you, especially when they came over the top of a razor already.
Well, Mikey's 22 years old. He might not even be thinking about that. Playing by guts alone. And this time in this hand, he's got a pair of 4s.
Well, the 2 5s burned him last time. Let's see what happens with the 4s.
He's going the button. And he's getting chips out to raise. Gonna make it 300,000 to go. But this could be bad timing because Binh Nguyen with a pair of queens. Just incredible.
Well, Vince, it's like Mike Sowers is getting punished for the way he played those 2 5s in the last hand.
I'm gonna raise.
By the poker gods here.
And Binh says, I'm gonna raise. Binh's parents in the house.
And let's see how much more he's gonna bet. It looks like he's going to make it a cool million, meaning it's a $700,000 raise. Well, Cornel looks at nothing.
I'm rolling. Call.
Wow.
And quickly,
Yep.
Mike Sowers goes all in again.
Well, the online kid played that awfully fast.
And this time, unfortunately, he's looking at an overpair. So it could be back-to-back disasters for the 22-year-old. He needs to catch a 4 here. Otherwise, it's tapioca pudding for him. Well, it's come Jack 9-8.
No luck for Mike Sowers on that flop.
Just a moment ago, he was our chip leader, Vince. Now he could be out in 3rd place unless he catches a 4. 2 running cars to make a straight would give him a split, but that doesn't happen as a jack comes off on the turn. We are down to the river. The 22-year-old pro that just recently had the chip lead is going to be out in 3rd place unless he can catch a 4 at the river.
Yep, they've been playing for 5 days. He's going after millions here, and now he has a 2-outer to stick around. He can't even look anymore. River card coming up.
Well, a king comes off. And Vince, I don't believe this hand is the hand you can really fault him on. But the one where he had the 2 5s where the button raised it, the small blind moved in. He didn't have to get involved in that pot. It cost him a lot of money. He's going to take home over $650,000, but still probably a disappointing 3rd. A great young player, but could learn from his mistakes tonight.
Mike Sowers out in 3rd place, $654,000 he has picked up. We are down to 2 players with $5.1 million. First hand actions going to Cornel. He has an ace-5.
Just incredible stories here. This guy, Cornel Cimpan, got in this tournament by winning a $1,000 satellite. Binh Nguyen playing in his first ever $10,000 buy-in tournament. vying heads up for this title. Incredible.
They both just call this, and the flop comes up ace, 10-4. Nice for Cornel, hitting the pair of aces.
Well, Cornel's got top pair. Ben's got bottom pair.
Yeah, Binh checked, and a bet now of $500,000 by Cornel. And Binh's not going anywhere. He's making this call. There's Irene, that is Binh's girlfriend. And the turn card will be, it's a queen, making queens and fours for Binh Nguyen.
So Binh Nguyen is now out in front with two pair. He checks it. The Cornel Cimpan looks back to see what color his ace is. He does have the ace of spades, so he's got top pair and the nut flush draw and checks. And now the king of spade comes off. He's got the ace high flush. Well, action is on Binh Nguyen. So Ben's two pairs just shrunk up considerably, but he must not think so because he's betting $500,000 here.
Into Cornel's cinch hand. He's got the ace of spades.
He looks back to make sure of it, Vince. That's a bit of a tell, wouldn't you think? Now, you know he's going to raise it. Yes, his opponent could have the 9-jack of spade and have a straight flush, but if he does, good luck to him. You're never throwing an ace-high flush away when there's no pair on the board. Well, he's going to raise it $1 million more. Well, Ben lays his hand down. So Cornel Cimpan drawing first blood here in this heads-up battle.
Well, I'll tell you something. If Binh had bet on the turn like he was supposed to with his queens and fours,
For the worst river card you could put out
you know,
there.
the money would have been all in, and that would have been a huge double up for Cornel because he's not going anywhere with aces and a 4 flush.
Well, Vince, he could have saved $500,000 by not betting on the river.
Well, he's taking a shot. The guy doesn't have a spade. That's the style he kind of plays. All right, right back at him on Binh Nguyen.
Picks up a nice hand here. Got a pair of 10s.
Quality hand. And he's getting the chips out.
575.
$575,000 is the bet.
And the Houston Bandit, Cornel.
All
He
in.
says all in with an ace-4 hearts.
Call.
Well, he's quickly been called by Binh Nguyen. And folks, this could do it. Binh Nguyen has him covered in chips. If his 2 10s stand up, he'll be the LA Poker Classic champion, winning in the first ever WPT event he's ever played in, Vince. What a story that is.
So what do you think is going to be the flop? 10 of hearts?
Let's make it interesting. 10 of hearts and 9 of hearts. Huh? How about that? Make it interesting.
Make it interesting. Cornel's got the ace-4 hearts. Over $700,000 in real money, the difference between first and second place.
Did Cornel get out of line?
Ace high's a good hand, heads up as well, but right now he's beat. He needs some help. Let's see if he can get it. Well, a great flop for Binh Nguyen. His 2 10s well out in front as it comes 8-6-4. Cornell's paired the bottom card. Right now he's got to catch a 4, an ace, or 2 running hearts to make a flush to win this pot. He said destiny was on his side. He felt to win this tournament. Well, he's going to need a lot of destiny to win this pot, Vince. Well, he might get it. 8 of hearts comes up on the turn.
That gives a 4 flush, though, to Cornel Cimpan.
That's what I'm talking about. He can now catch a 4, an ace, or a heart. All of those cards will win it unless it's a 10 of hearts, of course, which would give Binh Nguyen 10s full.
If Cornel doesn't get lucky, though, Binh Nguyen, 30 years old, will become a new WPT champion, a millionaire on the World Poker Tour. Can he get this card?
He's got a dodge an ace, 4 heart.
No!
Oh! Absolute devastation.
It's just not supposed to happen that way.
Wow, well, Vince, perhaps destiny is on this guy's side as he hits running hearts to make a flush to stay alive.
Binh Nguyen beside himself, pain and loathing in the Commerce Casino. Stay tuned, we're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour. Down to $1.2 million.
Well, just took that devastating blow a moment ago where he'd won the trophy and the title.
Come on, man.
I call.
Here he moves all in with a jack 9 of hearts.
I haven't looked yet.
Cornell has called in the dark, and that's a $1 million call here. He's got a 6 deuce offsuit. Vince, you just wonder, would the guy put another $1 million in there if he'd have peeked at his cards here instead of stacking up his chips?
This is so sick, man.
Well, he plays by his intuition, his destiny, and right now, is he right? Horrible starting hand, but you never know with this guy.
I would have mucked it and saved the $1 million, but let's see if it works out for him.
He's exuding confidence. Could this be the one that takes home a title? There's the flop.
Well, it's come 9-4-4, so now he's going to have to catch 2 running cards to win this pot, as Binh Nguyen has flopped 9s and 4s.
And he looks, he doesn't look happy. He's just still punchy from the last few hands.
Well, a 5 comes off. There's one of the running cards. That means a 3 would give Cornell a straight that would win the pot and the tournament for him.
Almost like Binh is expecting to lose here. He really is.
Well, if a 3 comes off, he will lose.
Can Cornel hit his hand? No.
10 comes off. So Binh Nguyen doubles up. He sits back down. He's still in this thing.
He's kind of surprised, it looks like.
Vince, I think people were expecting the 3 to come off the way things have gone at this final table.
Was. All right, so Binh Nguyen got a double up there.
So much they're planned for. The dream of a lifetime to capture a WPT title, to say nothing of the $700 and some thousand. That's the difference between first and second place.
All right, the play goes to Cornel Cimpan.
All in.
Look at this is going on with the King 5 of clubs.
Call.
And Binh with an ace 9 has made the call. Big opportunity for him. He's a favorite.
Well, again, Binh Nguyen has the best hand. And if this hand holds up, he's going to have over $5.6 million in chips and be right back in the thick of things here. If Cornell can outdraw him, he'll be our champion. Here comes the flop. Well, flop comes 10-5-3. Again, Binh Nguyen out flop. Just incredible.
Cornell just getting the 5 when he needs it. He's out in front. Complete devastation there for Binh. Here comes the turn card.
Well, a 10 comes off. Means we're down to the river. Binh Nguyen must catch an ace or a 9 to stay alive in this tournament. Otherwise, Cornell's prophecy of destiny on his side will ring true.
He is 1 card away from the championship and $1.6 million, and he's done it.
It's a 4th spade. And Vince, I believe Cornel Cimpan is a prophet. He said destiny is on his side. Destiny was definitely on his side tonight.
A total moment of glory for Cornel Cimpan. $1,686,000.
Well, you see the devastated look in Binh Nguyen's face, but Vince, the guy played great poker. Just wasn't meant to be for him tonight. There is our champion, Cornel Cimpan.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description, use the code YT11 on deposit, and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
we started this event with 433 players. We are down to our final 6. As we said, 2 WPT champs going for their second title and 4 amateurs fighting it out for this crown.
And as you can see, Tom Hall, a chip leader with $2.3 million. He's an amateur player, but the Andes are going to start out at $10,000. Blinds $30,000 and $60,000. Action goes to WPT champion Freddy Deeb. Great player. And this time he looks at a miserable-looking 5-deuce, and he will muck it.
Over to Jose Tavares. They call him JJ around here. Here he looks at a Jack-5 offsuit. JJ, a 33-year-old pro. He's actually a Commerce Casino rounder, as we say. Comes in here 6 days a week. Almost lives in this place, Vance. Loves it here. Well, he said he wants to make a name for himself worldwide, and he can do it by winning this tournament.
Yeah, he can do it by bluffing this pot with just a Jack-5. It looks like he's getting chips out to raise with that mess of a hand.
He is going to make it 180,000 to go.
Into the actor, the thespian, Nicholas Gonzalez. He's got a nothing hand, folds. Tom Hall also going away.
Around to the businessman out of Toronto, Ottavio Tassone. He goes out as well.
So only one person to beat. That's a WPT champion, Scott Clements, and Jose Tavares.
Big hand, guys. I can't believe
just a nothing hand is going to steal that pot.
Huh?
You gotta show him.
I can't show. There's a big hand.
Oh, boy, Vince, this is your kind of guy here. He likes to talk a lot of BS about what he's got.
Didn't show the hand. So nicely done by Jose Tavares. Jose Tavares actually sounds like a tequila I drank last night. Wins our first pot here at the Commerce.
Me too.
No, really. It was 2 jacks.
JJ, like all these other players, trying to take down this crown, our 7th WPT Invitational Tournament, to join the likes of previous winners Phil Locke, the Unabomber, Lane Flack, Barry Greenstein. Who's going to win tonight?
Binh Nguyen, first lady to ever win a WPT championship. Won here last year. But let's go to this hand, a quick fold by Scott Clements.
Well, Freddy Deeb out as well.
And now it's around to the man of the moment, Jose Tavares.
Yes.
Unbelievable, Vince. This, folks, is the worst starting hand in Hold'em, a 7-deuce offsuit. And yet JJ is going to raise the pot with this hand.
Makes it 175,000 to go. Nick Gonzalez right behind him, getting suspicious. Nick's got an ace-5 here.
I promise I'll show you guys this one.
And the button.
All right, let me see it. Oh, later.
And JJ's going to trash talk a little bit. Good table talker.
Yeah, I know you like that.
Well, he gets Nicholas to fold the hand, and now Tom Hall with an ace-9 of diamonds.
I just don't like losing with this hand.
I don't like losing.
Tom will do the deed.
Gotta hope not there, JJ.
Tom Hall, a businessman, actually formed the Asian Poker Tour.
Uh-oh.
You're right, JJ. He is going to come over the top of you with just an ace-9 suited.
Is that the deed you were talking about? All right, he has made it 350. Ottavio out. Back on the victim here, JJ.
I bet you can understand the guy possibly making a move to try to steal a pot with a 7-deuce offsuit.
Right?
But to call raises with it, I'm not crazy about this play at all. Let's see if it works out for him.
He is going to splash around. He's invested.
Well, there's nearly 650,000 in the pot. Cost him another 175,000 to make the call, and he does so. So here comes the flop. Well, it's Queen 7-4. So JJ out in front with the 2 sevens.
Beautiful thing that is, and it's on Tom Hall to act first with just the ace high at this point. Nothing hitting for Tom, but I like the movement there. Looking how many chips he has. Will he make the continuation bet with just ace high?
Well, he is reaching for chips, so he is definitely going to bet.
Good poker face by this guy, and he is going to bet 350,000. It looks like.
And that bet far less than half the size of the pot. Certainly not a big bet, but it's the kind that if you're sitting in JJ's seat, you're saying to yourself, why is he betting so small here right now? You know, it's like he's trying to lure him in the pot almost.
Well, JJ gets a piece of that. This is a local rounder in the Commerce Casino area.
Hit the flop.
Wants to prove himself.
He's got a tough decision now, Vince. You flop middle pair. Your opponent came over the top of you and re-raised before the flop and now bets on the flop. What do you do now with 2 sevens?
I wanted to show this hand so bad, too.
You still have a chance to do that.
Tom, you going to show me if I fold?
Boy, this guy's not going to show anything. He's a human pylon, Tom Hall.
JJ looks back at 7-deuce offsuit. He's going to show it. Well, he just shows the 2 sevens. He doesn't show the deuce to go with it. He lays it down, much to the delight of Tom Hall.
Tom Hall is doing the Irish jig under the table. So excited. Right there is Nam Lee, WPT champion.
Well, Tom's got a lot of big names in the crowd rooting for him. There you can see him. Chino Ream, Nam Lee, J.C. Tran, Michael the Grinder Mizraki. These guys go down and play on the Asian Poker Tour, so they're here rooting for their man Tom Hall.
All right, quick call by Freddy Deeb. Actually, a raise by Freddy Deeb with just King 3. Makes it 120,000 to go.
We're playing that high? I didn't know we're playing that high.
Now it's on Jose Tavares, who looks down, and this time he actually has a very good hand, Ace-Queen.
I lose with this hand. Wow.
Well, he's played every pot so far. That with a Jack 5 offsuit and a 7 deuce offsuit, so certainly you think he's going to play Ace-Queen.
JJ in the eye of the storm here. Won those glasses at a seniors raffle.
I'm all in.
There you go, JJ.
Well, he's going all in over the top of Freddy Deeb here. But he is not going to like it. Look at this. Right behind him, the actor, Nicholas Gonzalez, has picked up 2 aces.
Oh, the Barack Obamas of poker hands.
Give Nick credit. He waited until he got all his chips out there before he's going to make his move, though.
What a time to...
Well, he goes all in as well.
Of course he does.
And the crowd cheers.
Oh, Tom Hall out. Ottavio not playing.
WPT champ Scott Clements, he folds, and the other WPT champ, Freddy Deeb, who raised originally with a King 3.
You guys want a 3-way action pot?
Yes, yes.
Now Freddy's talking a little BS like JJ.
I can't do it.
Show your hand.
No.
Freddy out. What a car wreck here for JJ. And they turn up the hands. What a cold deck.
Well, it's 2 aces versus Ace-Queen. Nicholas well over a 90% favorite to win this pot. It's almost like JJ's being punished for the way he was trash talking and speeding on the first 2 hands he played. Now he's picked up a hand, but he is completely dominated.
He should have been rewarded. I like his table talk. He's a man from the LA area. Can he get lucky?
Well, hey, he drew a straight draw here.
He did.
Yeah, black king, please.
A king is going to give him the best hand.
And that would be a horrendous thing to happen to Nicholas Gonzalez. Here comes the turn card.
Well, a jack comes off, so Nicholas out in front with aces and jacks. J.J. Tavares must catch a king to stay alive in this tournament.
And the local rounder down to his last card. Can he get lucky?
Here comes the river card. It's a 9 of spades. So the big name that J.J. Tavares was hoping to make for himself by winning this tournament goes up in smoke as he is our 6th place finisher.
That is right. J.J. Tavares, the local rounder, back to the cash game here at the Commerce Casino. As Nicholas Gonzalez celebrates with his good buddies, we are down to 5. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour. Tom Hall's the chip leader. Let's go to the felt. The great Freddy Deeb has a pair of 3s. He's first to act.
Well, he looks like an actor, Danny DeVito.
They were separated at birth, actually. Yes, that's quite true.
140.
He's going to raise it, making it 140,000 to go with a pair of 3s, but right behind him, Nicholas Gonzalez with an ace-10.
Well, he knows Freddie's capable of raising with any 2 cards. We just saw Freddie raise the last hand with a King 3. This time he's got 2 3s, but let's see what Nicholas is going to do with his ace-10. Nicholas, 33-year-old actor. Been an actor for 12 years, but just as impressive to me is he was an English major at Stanford.
He's come over the top to make it 340 to go. Tom Hall quickly folds. Ottavio Tassone out, and Scott Clements with Big Slick has gone back over the top, all in. Freddie going away.
So the WPT champ Scott Clements moving all in with ace-king of diamonds. Back around to Nicholas Gonzalez. Man, it's going to cost him over 800,000 more to make this call.
He's got the inferior ace-10 up against ace-king.
There's no way you can think an ace-10 is the best hand here.
Fancy moves there, Nick, with the chips. He's probably been practicing that riffle on the set of one of his shows. Probably not concentrating on his acting anymore. He just wants to make this riffle move.
Actually does it pretty good.
Yeah, he does.
Nicholas Gonzalez, 33 years old, star of OC.
You want to take that back? We check it down, play for the pot.
Also on Law and Order.
Wait, I got back on that. I'll go for that. Let me get my hand back. We'll do that. It's all right.
Scott Clements, a very serious 27-year-old poker professional, WPT champion.
That's how we play. I don't know.
Well, Scott's going for his 2nd title tonight. He's a tough player, too.
Putting the screws to Nicholas, and he has to fold his hand.
Well, that's a good laydown by Nicholas there. So Scott Clements taking down his first pot here at this final table.
Yeah, Scott's tough, 27-year-old professional, WPT champion. He's looking to take this title.
Yes, although the prize money is nowhere near what it is in one of our regular tour events, I'm telling you, these guys at this table are fighting just as hard because you want to take down that title. You know, money comes and goes, but those WPT titles, they are hard to come by. You've got a chance to win that second one. That's big stuff out here on the poker tour. It gets you instant recognition everywhere you go because the buzz around the room, hey, there's a guy, he's won a couple events out on the World Poker Tour.
Well, you're right. You become part of poker history if you take a WPT title.
Well, as the saying goes, anybody can win a poker tournament, but when you win multiple events out here in the WPT, it does get people's attention.
You've been on TV before?
Never.
All right, 5 players remaining. Action going to Ottavio Tassone out of Toronto, Canada, and he's picked up a Jack-King.
Well, he's also on the short stack with these 5 players left. So it'll be interesting to see what he's going to do
I'm all in.
with the King Jack here. Well, he's moving all in with it.
Certainly is, and Scott Clements right behind him with a pair of 8s says he's all in.
He just took down the last pot, going to try to go back to back.
Freddie
All right,
out.
it's time to find another 2 aces.
Oh, did
Go
you?
ahead,
Oh,
for you.
You let it go
See
for
if you
it?
can find 2 more aces.
Nicholas Gonzalez
Even if I
now
did,
going to
buddy.
peek down.
You fold?
And an
You
awful
find 2 aces
7-5,
there?
so he goes away.
And around to Tom Hall. He's got nothing. He lays his hand down.
So we got a showdown at the Commerce.
Gotta get lucky.
Well, Ottavio's in about as good a shape as he could be in here, I think, with the 2 overcards against the under pair. So
I'm in good shape. I'm in good shape.
yeah, see, he agrees with that.
I've been 50-50 this whole tournament.
Ottavio Tassone. Sounds like a men's cologne, actually, but right now, he's got his chips in. Can he get lucky?
The classic race situation. You got to win races to win tournaments. So far, so good for the WPT champ, Scott Clements, as it comes 3-3 deuce on the flop.
That's a bad flop.
His 8s and 3s out front.
Started with 433 players. What a great effort by Ottavio for an amateur player, but it's not going to help him there with an ace of hearts on the turn.
Well, we're down to the river card. Ottavio must catch a king or a jack to stay alive. Remember, Tom threw a jack away, so that hurts Ottavio's cause.
Will we see a suck out on the river?
It's a 6. So that's going to do it for the businessman out of Toronto, Canada. He is out in 5th place.
Have to say goodnight to Ottavio Tassone. A fine gentleman, a big effort. The crowd liked this guy. He's on the rail. We're down to 4. 4 players remain at the WPT Invitational. We're coming right back for more on the World Poker Tour. Back to the table we go. 4 players remain.
Action's on Tom Hall, who's in 2nd chip position right now.
Looking down at a Queen 3 offsuit. He won't play that. And now Scott Clements.
Now Scott, the new chip leader. He's going to raise it here with an 8-6 on the button. Comes in for 160,000. Freddy Deeb going out.
And now Nicholas Gonzalez also going out.
Yeah, so there you have it. The power of chip. Scott Clements raising it up with just an 8 high. Takes down the pot.
Yep. He's going to try to pillage these guys as much as he can. Go back to Scott Clements. He's a WPT champion from the Fallsview Casino. Season number 6.
Took down $1.5 million with that title too, I might add.
This time, Scott with a 7 deuce. He mucks it.
And Freddy Deeb looks down at an 8-5 offsuit. Danny DeVito look-alike folds.
Yep, and now Nicholas Gonzalez in the small blind with an 8-3.
The actor making a move here, Vince.
Yep.
Raising it with his junk hand. 200,000 is the bet.
Going to try to push out Tom Hall. But Tom has a pretty attractive King Jack. Not bad in a 4-handed poker game.
Well, King Jack, known as Kojak in the poker world.
Cool.
And Vince, the real Kojak, Telly Savalas, a good friend of yours. Very good poker player himself.
Yes, he was. And actually, Nick Savalas is his son. He's an actor. Among other things, played in our event.
He did.
He's a good guy.
Well, here comes the flop. It's come King, King, 7. Tom Hall is loving that flop, folks. But look at this. He coyly checks.
Yep, Nicholas checking first. Smart by him. A 10 on the turn. Back on Nicholas.
Nicholas going to make a stab at this pot just to try to steal it now. Knows it's the only way he could win it. And he is going to bet it. 220,000.
Right.
Oh, and here it comes the club.
Yep. Bam.
Trapped him nicely, and a re-raise here. Going to make it 500,000 to go. Jig is up, Nicholas.
Oh, boy.
That's discouraging when someone does that to you, huh, Mike?
Especially when you're looking at an 8-3 offsuit, Vince. So, I mean, obviously he's going to fold here. I mean, he could come over the top for all his chips if he thought the guy was just making a play, but I don't think that's going to happen. Nope. Nicholas going out.
Oh, and Tom is going to show it.
Well, they showed him the 3 kings.
Well, you got to say that Nicholas Gonzalez has some game to make a move there. At least he tried. Good effort. But I don't know. It would have been good check again. Or just call. Even if Nicholas checks on the river, if nothing comes up blank, You can come in with a bet of 800,000 and get a call most likely.
That's your favorite play, is trapping opponents in the bench. You just love to do
You know, you got to dig the hole. You put your branches and your twigs over it, and you wait for your sucker to fall in. Ah, it's awful. Love that.
Oh, boy. You just love to lure them in.
Well, is it better than your old drill sergeant stories, Mike?
I don't think so.
Can slide so much on barbed wire, isn't it?
Hey, that's a lot better than twigs and branches, I can tell you.
I don't even believe you had a drill sergeant. All right, back to the table. Freddie Deeb looking down, and a 3-7 goes out.
Freddie on the short stack here with 4 players left, waiting for a hand, but didn't get it there.
Nicholas Gonzalez, ace high, ace 5, gonna raise.
You ever see me play this tight?
150 to go.
I've never played this tight.
Tom Hall folding.
I'm all in.
And now Scott Clements going all in with just a queen 5.
What a play by Scott Clements here.
What is this?
Well, it's a migraine headache for the actor, I can tell you that. This is why one's a pro and one's an amateur, Vince. Nicholas made a nice raise to start with, but he just got outplayed by the WPT champ, Scott Clements.
What a performance. Lying and thievery everywhere. No one to be trusted. We really are in Hollywood, Mike.
Well, Vince, you just can't believe what anyone says out here.
We're coming back for more action here on the World Poker Tour. Stay with us.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Yeah, the Vine Group helps provide education to kids in poverty-stricken Africa. And Freddy Deeb, as you see right there, said he's going to donate half whatever he wins to this great charity. You like to see that, Vince, and that $78,000 was raised by $200 rebuys in this tournament by the players that were here. Terrific.
All right, we got 4 players left going after the title. Right now, Tom Hall is the chip leader with $3.1 million. 4 players remain. Let's go to the table. Action's on Nicholas Gonzalez, the actor out of Hollywood who made this final table. Big effort, and he looks down at a 5-10. Won't play that.
Tom Hall out as well. Down to the 2 WPT champs in the blinds here.
Let's see if we have a 7 deuce or better.
Scott Clements limping in here with a 7-3.
Freddie Deeb.
All right, let's see the flop. Please, come on.
Connector, a 9-8 of hearts, but not going to raise with it.
Well, Jack 9-8, great flop for Freddy Deeb. Scott with the gut shot straight draw checks. Freddie with the bottom 2 pair is going to bet $85,000. And that's going to get the job done. So Freddy Deeb, very popular pro player out on the tour. There's his daughter, Janine. Here to sweat the old man tonight, Vince.
All in the family here at the Commerce. Great champion, Freddie Deeb.
Freddie trying to grab a second WPT title tonight. Got to come off the short stack to do it. Let's see if he can.
All right, we move on. Tom Hall now. He's going to fold a king 8 of spades.
Scott Clements out as well.
Back around to Freddie.
The battle of the blinds. Freddie picks up an ace-4 offsuit. He's going to raise it, makes it $130,000 to go.
And now Nicholas Gonzalez with a queen 6 of hearts, contemplating.
Notice that skeptical glance he gave Freddie. Like, you know, I just don't believe you've got anything. You're just trying to run me out of here. I'm going to look you up.
Yeah, he's made the call.
Well, here comes the flop. It's Jack 10-4, all clubs. No help to Nicholas. Freddie's got bottom pair, but certainly not a flop you're going to be fond of.
Neither player has a club. Freddie first to act.
So he is going to make the continuation bet with the 2 4s.
Yep, $80,000. Nick has no piece of that, though. Very tough for him to call.
He is going to go out. So Freddy Deeb taking down another pot.
You think about Nicholas Gonzalez. He's an actor, and he's playing up against a superstar poker player.
You got to love this bet by the pro here, Vince.
The best hand I had all week.
It's what we call a feeler bet. Find out where he's at. You don't have to jeopardize a lot of money. You gain the same information by making a smaller bet as you do a larger bet.
We're trying to get some TV time here. We don't want to go broke too quick.
Well, you're right about the feeler bet. Very intelligently
think?
done by a master of the game.
You can bet 80,000 into a pot instead of 300,000 and get the same information. Freddie knows that.
Freddie quickly folding in this hand, and now Nicholas with a 6-7 of diamonds.
And he's just going to limp in and call on the button. Wants to see a flop. Tom Hall going out with a 10-7 hearts. That's a little surprising.
And Scott Clements with just a 7-5, not going to raise. Here we go with the flop.
Well, flop comes ace, queen, jack. No help to either player. Scott Clements, aware Nicholas didn't raise before the flop. Doesn't give him credit for big cards. So he's going to lead out and make a bet to try to take this pot down. And it is going to work. That is just great insight by the WPT champ. It's understanding the situation. When a guy doesn't raise on the button, generally he's got middle card, just wants to see a free flop, a cheap flop. Well done by Scott Clements there.
Yep, and I'll tell you something, right now we have some intense strategic play by superstar players. Don't go away, we're coming back with more action in just a moment. We will see cards being dealt once again. Let's go to the table.
Action's going to be on the actor, Nicholas Gonzalez, 33-year-old Stanford graduate, majored in English. Lays this hand down.
As does Tom Hall, and now Scott Clements with just a king-7 of spades. Not too bad of a hand, not going to raise.
Well, he limps in the small blind, wants to see a flop. Freddie says, okay, happy to see a flop with a 3-high. It's come ace, jack, 9 with 2 spades. Scott Clements has flopped the nut flush draw, but checks. And Freddie checks the 3-high.
He's not going to bite. Lucky for him, there's a spade.
Notice that Scott Clements has the best hand possible right now.
He's going to try to trap. He checks again, but Freddie also going to check.
The board pairs 10s. Scott checks again for the 3rd time.
I check.
Nah. He's not afraid Freddie will have a full house.
He's dying to get action, but he does not.
I'm supposed to bet. I'm asking you to split it.
Freddie's going to disappoint
what
him.
What are you going to bet with? I got the nut low, you got the nut high.
You gotta Vance, I'll tell you, that was well played by both players, believe it or not. I'm saying Scott was trying to trap him by checking every time because he knows Freddie is a very aggressive player, likes to steal a lot of pots.
I have the nut low, you have the nut high. What's the blind, 480 now?
But Freddie did not grab the rope here, Vince. He just didn't go for it.
No. I was a good boy, huh? Check, check, you have the nuts.
Freddie's rubbing it in.
I told you I don't bluff.
Well, Freddy Deeb, very pleased with himself for not falling into Scott's trap there that he was trying to set, Vince. He was trying to weave your twigs and branches and all that. He had the nut flush. Threw some rope to Freddie, but Freddie did not grab it.
I don't bluff, man.
The old twigs and branches play.
That doesn't work every time, Benny.
Not that time. All right, cards flying around the table. Blinds are going up to 40 and 80,000. Action on Tom Hall. Quickly folds his hand.
Well, Scott Clements going out as well, so the battle of the blinds here. Freddie in the small blind. Has a 7-6. He's going to limp in and make the call.
Very tame for Freddy Deeb, and Nicholas Gonzalez with a suited connector. Not going to raise with a 9-8 of diamonds.
Here comes the flop. Well, it's come Jack, Jack, 8. No help for Freddie, but Nicholas has got Jackson 8s now.
85.
Freddie's going to take a stab, betting 85, and a quick call by Nick. Got the 8s.
That'll get Freddie's attention.
All right, nice pot developing. Here comes the turn. Oh,
well, another 8 comes off. Well, Nicholas Gonzalez, he cannot lose this pot. He's got 8s full of jacks.
Check.
Now Freddie's going to check it.
Oh, and there, another branch and twig play.
Oh, but this one's not going to work either, Vince, because the jack comes off. Now both players have jacks full of 8s.
125.
Now Freddie's thinking, hey, maybe this guy had a draw. If I bet here, I'll get the whole pot. I won't have to split it with the guy.
Well, he's betting 125,000.
You call? Full house.
Yeah, Freddie says full house. He's playing the board, as is Nicholas. So his 8's full, just poofed away right in front of him when the jack came off on the river.
Oh, I thought I had an 8. That 7 looked like an 8.
That is discouraging. Nick is just shaking his head. He's saying, I tried to set up the pro. You know, you're thinking about an actor playing these kind of players. It's like, this is his opening night on Broadway. I mean, you want to beat the superstars in the game, and he's playing quite well, and they are just backfires on him.
I got lucky one time.
Yeah, you did.
It's nice to get lucky sometimes.
Oh, you're right, Vince. These actors love to beat the top pros. In fact, an actor knocked me out of this tournament. I mean, Norm Macdonald got me one year. Jason Alexander got me one year. Another actor got me this year. Hate these actors.
Don't take it personally. You just play bad, Mike. All right, back to the table. The very cagey Scott Clements. Now with Jack 10, going to move it up to 210,000. Freddie quickly folding.
I'm all in.
To Nicholas Gonzalez, who says all in with his king-queen.
Yep. Can't blame him for going all in here. He's on the short stack, just going to try to make a play here out of the small blind.
But behind him, Tom Hall with an ace-6 is actually considering this.
Well,
or not.
He's going to get out of the way.
I call.
And Scott Clements is going to make the call because he can afford to make it.
Yep.
And it cost him about $600,000 more to do so, but just feels like he's getting the right price to make the call, and indeed he is.
Well, he could take out the actor, Nicholas
That
Gonzalez.
must be your lucky hand, Nick.
And right now, Nick was very happy. He's out in front here with a great shot to double up.
He's standing up.
Good luck, Nick.
Oh, and there goes the very insincere poker. Good luck. Hear that every week here on the WPT. Here's the flop. Good for Nick Gonzalez. He hits the pair of kings.
Scott Clements now has to catch 2 running cards in a row to win this pot. 2 runners to make a straight.
You can sit down now.
Freddy says he can sit down, but he's going to sit on the wrong place. Oh, boy.
Oh, and the jack comes up. There's one of the runners.
Get up from that seat. Kiss of death there.
Hey, another jack, and Scott Clements will win this pot. He'll make jacks full. That's all that will do it for him, though. Must catch a jack to make jacks full.
Wait till they come out.
We could see a huge suck out here on the river, perhaps. Here it is.
Well, a 10 comes off. So Scott Clements makes jacks and 10s, but that's not going to do it. Nicholas's king's up. He's going to take down the pot.
Yeah, I think Nicholas for a second there thought he was beat with that, but he goes the rail. Danny Masterson, an actor, and his buddies celebrating right there. He's going to double up. Well, that's going to severely damage Scott Clements, a WPT champion. What has the actor done? Stay with us. We're coming back on the World Poker Tour.
Scott, not only me, but everyone back there thought I had lost in that too. It took me a while to figure that one out.
Confusion and happiness continues at the Commerce. Stay with us. All right, down to the felt we go. Tom Hall out in front with 2.9 million. Scott Clements, WPT champion, with about 2.3.
Nicholas Gonzalez in 3rd place, and Freddy Deeb on the short stack in 4th place right now, but picks up a nice hand here. Ace-10 of hearts.
Yeah, quality hand in a 4-handed poker game.
40. Okay, make it 160.
And Freddy's going to move it up to 160,000 to go.
So makes the minimum raise, just doubles the size of the big blind.
Nicholas going to lay down a 7-10. Tom Hall also folding.
Scott Clements going all in with an ace-deuce here. Right over the top of WPT champ Freddy Deeb.
Yep, he's going to try to power his way through this hand. What a raise.
Well, Freddy has to make a decision for all his chips here.
Are you okay?
I'm good.
Because of the WPT cam, we can see that he's got way the best hand, but if you're sitting there, believe me, you hate to call all your money off with an ace-10 offsuit.
Be smart, Dad.
Well, Freddie's daughter in the crowd hollering out, "Be smart, Dad." I mean, that's a tall order for Freddie. Freddie, a great poker player, but here's a case if your opponent turns up an ace-jack or an ace-queen, you're just sick. You put all your money out there with an ace-10. Freddie faced with a tough decision here.
I make one big letdown every day, and this is it. No more after this. I'm passing. It's all right.
Oh, boy.
Well, he does lay it down, but
good hand.
I don't think you can fault Freddie for that. I think you just have to credit Scott Clements for making a phenomenal play right there.
Scott Clements stealing another one, taking the play away from Freddy Deeb.
Well, he's done that several times today, Vince, with the worst hand, moving over the top of somebody to take down the pot. You can see why this guy's a WPT champ. He's got game.
27 years old, and he is manhandling these guys here tonight at the Commerce Casino. Let's go back down to the felt. It's on Nicholas. And he is going to peek down at a little pair of deuces here. Not too shabby.
And he's under the gun, as we say. Opsalé 2 deuces down.
Very interesting. Tom Hall also going out. And Scott Clements again.
Well, it worked last time, the all-in bet. It's not going to work this time. Freddie's picked up 2 10s, and he is going to make the call. He said, "I'm all in with you."
Yeah.
So as the cards lie, Freddy Deeb in great shape to double up here and win over a $2 million pot.
Scott just trying to power through these guys. Not working right there.
I need it.
We got 2 WPT champions with all their money in. What's going to happen? Stay with us.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Poker Tour. The WPT Invitational continues, and right now we have two WPT champs with all the chips in.
Well, Scott Clements has more chips than Freddy Deeb, so Freddy's tournament life is on the line. He's well out in front, though, with 2 10s against a Jack-8. Flop comes ace, 5-3. Now, if a deuce and a 4 come off, they would split this pot. Both players would have a 5-high straight. Scott looking for a jack to take the lead.
Flop, and there's a good turn, a 3 on the turn.
So Freddy Deeb still out in front with 10s and 3s. Scott Clements must catch a jack to win this pot. Here comes the river card. It's a 10, so Freddy Deeb has made a full house, 10 full of 3s. He has doubled up and moves into second chip position.
Nicely done by Freddy as his family stands up on the rail, very excited.
Thank you. Thank you.
Scott Clements going to dish over those chips.
Nice hand, Freddy.
Thank you.
And there, Scott Clements saying, nice hand, about as sincere as a yoga instructor. Freddy taking down that pot. But he's also got some big fans. He's got his dastardly Deebs in here tonight. And if you look into the crowd, you see those guys with the red and white check shirts. And that's the shirt that Freddy Deeb always wears. For some reason tonight, Freddy didn't wear it. But he's still doing okay, as you can see.
So tonight, he puts a jacket on, but his fan club wear the Freddy Deeb shirts tonight.
Yeah, if you look closely, that shirt is louder than my ex-wife.
Well, it looks to me like Freddy staked a bowling team.
All right, back to the action we go. That moves Freddy up into second chip position. He's got about 2 million. Cards are being thrown around the table. Action going to Tom Hall.
Now, Tom is our chip leader. About 2.8 million in chips. Looks down at a 7-5 offsuit here.
Pretty tight player throughout tonight, and he folds that. And now Scott Clements with a king jack.
Now he's going to raise it on the button with the king jack. Comes in for 210,000.
Yes, he does. Into his old nemesis, Freddy. And Freddy's got a pretty good ace-8.
He's also eyeballing Scott Clements' stack. See how many chips he's got now. Freddy just doubled up through Scott. Might have a pretty good feel about him right now. Good read on him, as we say.
800.
And indeed he does. He moves it up to 800,000 here.
A serious re-raise. Nicholas out, and Scott will not play.
Well, Scott shows the king jack, and he's going to lay it down. So there, a nice over-the-top raise by Freddy Deeb with just an ace-8 offsuit to take down that pot.
Nice hand, Freddy.
Yep, very nicely done by Freddy. And don't forget, this is his 4th final table here on the World Poker Tour. He's a WPT champion. Hits his 9th WPT cash, over 1.5 million in earnings.
And Vince, he was actually at the first final table in the history of the World Poker Tour back in our first season, first event.
That is right. All right, to the table, Scott quickly folding. And now Freddy with a queen 10, just going to limp in, not going to raise.
Nicholas Gonzalez has a 7-5. He's going to lay it down.
Yes, he is. Only one to get more aggressive would be Tom, but he has a junky 6-5, won't raise it. Here's the flop.
Okay, the two chip leaders going at it. No help on the flop for either player. Comes king 4-4. Tom is checked.
Yeah, very quiet Tom.
80.
An $80,000 bet's going to work for Freddy Deeb.
Well, he bet the queen high there. Probably figuring it was the best hand and didn't want to give his opponent a free card that could beat him. Nice bet by Freddy to take down that pot.
Yep, and his fan club's just loving this moment. Freddy Deeb on the move. We've got 4 players remaining. 2 amateurs up against 2 WPT champions. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour. Poker Tour Invitational, where 4 players remain.
Current chip leader is Tom Hall with about 2.7 million in chips, but right on his heels, WPT champ Freddy Deeb with about 2.5 million.
And actor Nicholas Gonzalez with 1.5. Scott Clements down to 1.2. Cards are flying once again. Action going to Freddy Deeb.
He looks down at a 6-4 and folds it.
And now Nicholas Gonzalez with an ace-8 of spades with the button. Let's see how he plays it. Ooh.
How much is he going? Conservative. He lays it down.
1,250,000 total.
And now Tom with a 10-7 would cost him an additional.
Wow.
Oh, I can't.
Tom's the chip leader and laid down the 10-7 suited, and they give Scott a walk right there, and he's happy to get it.
Here's something, Mike. These guys are tighter than a parking space at 7-Eleven. Just surprising. Ace-8 on the button. You got to raise that in a 4-handed poker game, but.
Well, especially when the big blind is the short stack at the table.
All right, it is to Nicholas Gonzalez, but he wants to stick around. There's a lot of pride at stake, so maybe that's why he's playing extra tight. He folds this hand. And now Tom Hall with an ace-3 of spades.
Well, he's on the button. He's the chip leader. And this time he's reaching for chips.
Okay.
200,000 is the bet.
Into Scott, who's picked up ace-9. He's going over the top all in.
Well, he does come over the top for all his chips here.
Freddie out.
I call.
Oh boy, he's called it.
Wow, a daring call here by Tom Hall.
He's the chip leader. He figures he'll gamble, but right now he's a big dog.
Well, Vince, whatever his opponent has here, the best he can be is a 3-2 favorite. And it's a very daring call, I think, for over 1.1 million, but let's see if it works out for him.
Well, sometimes you just got to get stubborn. You get mad as hell. You just can't take it anymore. And that is Tom Hall at this moment.
Well, there you see Chino Ream, J.C. Tran, Michael the Grinder, Mizrachi, all here sweating Tom Hall out.
Oh.
And wow, it's come 3-3 deuce.
Hugeness for Tom Hall.
Unbelievable bad luck for the WPT champ Scott Clements here.
Boy.
Had his man dominated, and now it's he who is completely dominated. He must catch 9-9 to win this pot. Ace-ace would get him a split too. There you see J.C. Tran, former WPT Player of the Year. Well, Jack of Diamonds comes off, so it's not over yet.
Well, making things interesting.
Scott Clements can catch a diamond to make a flush and win this pot.
Chopper right now.
Big drama here in Hollywood. River card coming up. Nope, it's not a diamond.
A deuce comes off. Tom Hall makes threes full of deuces. So the dream of Scott Clements to capture a second WPT title out the window as he gets outdrawn by Tom Hall.
Well, he's a gentleman, and he's a tremendously talented player, a WPT champion, possibly played the best this evening, but he is out in 4th place.
I said black this on the river. Now you can say you gambled. You know, you got to learn how to suck out.
Well, there you see all these WPT champs. J.C. Tran, Player of the Year, Chino Ream, Michael the Grinder, Mizrachi, Amnon Philippi. They're all telling Tom all the same thing. Well, you got to get lucky to win these things. Don't worry about it. Get back in there.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Our chip leader at this point, Tom Hall. Not a professional poker player, but he's got well over 4 million now in chips.
Freddy Deeb in 2nd place right now. And actor Nicholas Gonzalez in 3rd place.
That's right. Nicholas Gonzalez did a series called the OC, among others, playing very good poker so far. Let's go to the table. Here we go. Action on Tom Hall. He quickly folds. Now Freddy Deeb with a 10-4.
Well, he's got the Highway Patrol hand.
200.
He's going to make it 200,000 with that junk hand.
Well, Vince, this is playing your opponent. You feel like you're up against a pretty tight opponent. You can raise with these kind of hands and pick up these pots. Freddy Deeb understands that. He knows Nicholas has played pretty solid so far at this final table. Why not take advantage of that?
I'm going to try to get Phil Ivey to wear that shirt on the final table one day.
And there are the dastardly Deebs. They're all wearing the same shirt. Now, interestingly enough, they're wearing the shirt because their idol, Freddy Deeb, actually wore that shirt at the final table in Tunica. They like the shirt. It's an interesting, loud shirt, but nevertheless, they like it.
Well, Vince, he didn't win in Tunica, so maybe that's why he's not wearing it tonight.
Okay, he's not wearing it tonight. They might be disappointed. Let's go to the table. Freddy Deeb has raised it to 200,000 with a king 10.
He's on the button in position.
Nicholas Gonzalez going out.
Cool.
And Tom Hall with just an 8 deuce is going to call this.
Well, I am shocked by that. This guy's played extremely tight so far at this final table and finally calls a raise with an 8 deuce offsuit.
Well, he's in the big blind, figures he'd gamble, but this is bad. Freddy Deeb hits 10s and aces. Action's on Tom. He's going to check.
Now Freddy checks right behind him.
Oh boy.
Now a 9 comes off. Well, again, Tom checks.
Not going to fall into any traps, it looks like.
300.
Well, Freddy Deeb's going to bet 300,000.
And Tom with his
How much is it?
nothing hand is saying, how much you got left?
Wow. Well, Vince, there's no way he's going to call this bet. He's either going to move all in or throw it away. He's got no hand and no draw, as we say.
But He might have guts. Who knows?
Well, guts may do it, but it may not here. Well, he's going to lay it down, but seemed like a lot of acting right there, Vince. This guy's not an actor. He's a businessman. Lives in Hong Kong. Started the Asian Poker Tour. Looked like he was acting there.
You get me all excited, and then you passed.
He was going to make a move, and it might have worked because this guy has played so tight so far.
Didn't like that flop.
That he comes back over the top. Maybe Freddy puts him on 3 aces and is going to lay it down. We don't know. He was thinking about it, and he smiles. All right.
He should smile. That's an opportunity of a lifetime for her to capture a WPT title. He's got a great shot at it as the chip leader.
Okay. Into the Hollywood actor, Nicholas, and he goes all in with an ace-7.
Well, a nice all-in bet by Nicholas here. Ace-high figures to be the best hand over the 2 blinds.
Tom out, Freddy out with a 7-3. So Nicholas with a couple jabs there taking that pot.
Well, he's been an actor for 12 years, but what impresses me, Vince, is that he was an English major at Stanford, he studied at Oxford, and he turned down an appointment at West Point. Vince, I would have loved to go on to West Point when I was a kid.
Well, it only figures, Mike.
If you get the same hand right back, would you still go all in with it?
That hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, why would it be different?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Well, he learned how to play poker from his grandmother, so Grandma will be happy with that move. Stay with us. 3 players going after a title. We're coming back with more on the World Poker Tour.
Well, right now, Freddie's sitting in second chip position, but our current chip leader is Tom Hall. Over $4.2 million in chips. The actor Nicholas Gonzalez in 3rd place.
Action going to the chip leader. Tom Hall quickly folds his hand. And now Freddy Deeb with a Motown hand. Jacks and 5s.
He's got the Jack 5 of hearts.
200.
He's going to bet 200,000 here to try to pick up the blinds and antes.
I'm all in.
But Nicholas Gonzalez with an ace-6 going back over the top with a nice move. He's gone all in.
It's a nice all-in bet by Nicholas here.
How much?
Well, Freddie says how much. It's almost $1 million more. I just can't see Freddie making a call for that much money with this kind of hand. Yep, he's just stalling here to send a message to Nicholas that, look, when I raise it, I've always got a hand. He's going to act like he's got a big hand here, but I don't believe he's got any intention of calling it. Nope, he's going to lay it down. So give the actor credit there. A nice all-in bet to take down the pot.
The same hand.
It just so happened the same hand, huh?
Oh, this time a little better.
Good hand.
Well, Freddie making the actor sweat there just a little bit, but it works out nicely for Nicholas as he rakes in that pot. He is on the short stack at this moment. He's an actor from the OC. It was a TV series, of course.
Well, Vince, you've got to credit Nicholas Gonzalez for making it this far in this tournament. He could become the first actor to ever win the WPT Invitational. That would really be something.
Out of all the big names over the years, Jerry Buss, the owner of the Lakers, made the final table. Tom Everett Scott.
And we've had a number of celebrities get to this final table.
Yeah.
200.
None have crossed the finish line with the gold yet.
Freddy Deeb now with a 7-6, going to raise to 200,000 to go. Boy, he's aggressive. And Nicholas going out.
Cool.
But our chip leader Tom Hall with a king-9 says call.
Yeah. Comes the flop. The flop comes queen 5-3. No help to either player.
No.
Does give Freddie a gut shot straight draw, but he only has 7 high.
Tom is first to act. And look at this. He is going to make a move. He's betting 200,000.
Vince, he hasn't bet very much at this final table. What do you do now with the gut shot straight draw?
Well, Freddie's thinking to himself, wait a second, if this guy actually had a queen, top pair or something like that, would he lead out and bet when he knows I raise before the flop? Wouldn't he check raise? So sometimes it's an obvious move like this that can hurt you.
Right.
That's exactly what Freddie's thinking. No doubt about it. He's going to raise with a gut shot straight draw and just a 7 high here. A $500,000 he's bet. Tom Hall is going out, and Vince, you pegged it exactly right. Freddie read him like an open book right there.
Yeah, it's one of those pretty obvious plays we see all the time. It is a mistake. And right there, Freddy Deeb picking up on it, exposing the amateur player at the table. He rakes in the chips. Stay with us. Who will be our title winner? We're coming back with more action in just a moment.
It's fun. and it's great practice to become a better player.
That is right. We're down to 300 poker here at the WPT Invitational. And right now, Tom Hall out in front with 3.8 million. Freddy Deeb, WPT champion, with about 3. And Nicholas Gonzalez, an actor from Hollywood, has about 1.3. And this time he's got King, Queen of Hearts.
I'm all in.
And he says all in with it.
Well, I like this play, Vince. He's on the short stack here, picks up a nice hand on the button. He's not going to get out if somebody raises, so why not just move all in yourself? Just in case they've got ace-3 or ace-deuce and they might throw it away.
Double down.
Thinking that he was up to something, gave him a long look, but he folded, as does Freddy Deeb.
And Vince, you can only imagine how exciting it is for an actor to get this far in this tournament. We've had other celebrities make it to this final table. Guys like Jerry Buss, Tom Everett Scott, Nick Cassavetes, and other, Glenn Morshower. But here he is, Nicholas, with a chance to take down this title. Not an actor has won yet on the World Poker Tour. Can he do it tonight?
Well, you got to be extremely talented and lucky, of course, but Nicholas has game. He's pushing hard. What an honor it would be for him to be able to take a professional title like this. Can he do it? All right, action goes to Tom Hall again, our chip leader, with a 5 deuce of hearts. He quickly folds it. And now Freddy Deeb calling with his Jack-6. And Nicholas Gonzalez content to see a flop with King-5 of diamonds.
We've got the actor Nicholas Gonzalez in the pot against the lookalike actor Freddy Deeb, who looks like Danny DeVito.
There's the flop.
Which is more fun?
And it comes 7-4 deuce. No help to either player.
Acting or playing poker on TV?
No, and they both quickly check.
Comes the turn card. Well, an 8 comes off. Now this gives both players an inside straight draw. Action on Freddy, he checks.
Pretty good instincts. It appears like Nicholas says, if Freddy's going to check to me twice, I'm going to do a professional move. I'm going to bet 160,000.
All right, you got it.
Yeah, they quivered a little bit putting those chips in there, but Freddy lets him have it anyway. So Nicholas Gonzalez taking down another pot.
No, I kind of enjoy the poker.
That's what I thought.
Beautiful when you can take a pot with just king high up against Freddy Deeb.
The hours are long in both.
It's more fun, more exciting, more challenging, right?
Of course, Nicholas has his buddy Danny Masterson, an actor, and his other friends, all rooting him on here tonight.
Well, why not? He is carrying the torch for the Actors Union right now, Vince. The only one left with a shot to take down this title.
All right, the play goes to Freddy, and this time he picks up an attractive King-10 of hearts, just calling with it.
Well, he just limps in on the button. Going to small ball now, as we say, just trying to keep the pot small. Look at a lot of flops, and now play him after the flop.
Out there.
Nicholas has folded, but Tom Hall with Queen-4 says, here we go.
What a flop for Tom. He's flopped top and bottom pair. He checks.
Yep. Digging the hole, putting the branches and the twigs over it, waiting for the sucker to fall in. It's Freddy.
Freddy bets 100,000 with the open-end straight draw.
I'm all in.
Ooh.
And Tom Hall goes all in over the top. Remember, he is the chip leader. So Freddy would have to put all his chips in the pot to play on this drawing hand. And Vince, if there's one thing pros don't like to do, is to put their money all in on a draw.
Wow.
They don't mind betting it sometimes on a draw, but you hate to call it on a draw. And especially if there's 2 of a suit out there, meaning if the ace of diamonds or 9 of diamonds came up, even though you made your straight, you could be beat by a flush. So I'd be surprised if Freddy would make this call, but you don't know.
Big moment here for Freddy Deeb. If he should make this call and doesn't hit his hand, it'd be over for him.
Freddy's a very astute player at the table. He's laughing, joking all the time, but believe me, he is very intent on paying attention as to who's playing what style of poker. And I guarantee you, he's well aware that Tom Hall's played nothing but solid poker at this last table. So you give him credit for a hand when he moves over the top all in, and indeed he had one, 2 pair.
Okay, and one of Tom Hall's good friends, Chino Ream, great poker player himself, he is in the house.
I'm rooting my main man, Tom Hall. He's actually the chip leader right now, so he doesn't have to do anything goofy, you know, just let nature take its course and for him to just wait for solid hands because he's got enough chips to wait. But, you know, anything can happen, but we just try to tell him to just stay composed and, you know, just play your best and have some fun.
Well, there you saw Chino Ream, the winner of the 5-diamond event at Bellagio earlier this season. He's here tonight rooting for his buddy Tom Hall to take down this title. Tom, the founder of the Asian Poker Tour. Chino Reem, Nam Lee, J.C. Tran, a lot of these players are actually back to go down to the Asian Poker Tour event. So that's why they're here supporting this guy.
All right, back to the money pit. Quick fold by Nicholas, but now Tom Hall with an ace-4. Going to make it 200,000 to go. Deeb with a queen-6 is going to speculate.
Well, he's going to put another 120,000 in there to gamble to see what comes up on the flop. He's going to need some help. Let's see if he gets it. The flop comes ace, king, 8. So Thomas flop top pair. And he is reaching for chips.
Raised before the flop. Going to do the continuation bet.
$500,000. It's an easy getaway for Freddy Deeb, and he lays it down. So Tom Hall increases his chip lead.
Freddy Deeb, how's that small ball working out for you now?
And Tom got lucky in that hand against Scott Clements, where Scott was all in with ace-9.
I'm all in.
And Tom had an ace-3, flopped 2 threes to win that pot and eliminate Scott Clements. And you see things like that happen. Don't you just wonder, isn't destiny on that guy's side tonight? What do you think?
Absolutely. All the greats that have taken the titles, from Gus Hansen to Daniel Negreanu, Howard Lederer on down. They usually had tremendous, a 2-outer, a 1-outer. We've seen 3-outers. And they hit those kind of hands. There's destiny hits that you have to make at a final table. Will it be Tom's tonight?
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Well, Vince, the Vine Group's charity is one that helps educate children in poverty-stricken parts of Africa. Great worthwhile cause, led by Mekhi Phifer.
But right now, we are down to 3 players.
Vince, let me add that Freddy Deeb has announced he's donating half whatever he wins to the Vine Group charity.
Freddy Deeb with a 6-7 of spades. Gonna make a call here. Nicholas Gonzalez going out, and Tom Hall with 6-5. Not gonna raise, so we're gonna see a flop here.
Yeah, flop comes king, queen, queen, a Picasso flop. All paint. Tom Hall checks.
100.
And Freddie's going to make a continuation bet of 100,000, even though he just has 7 high, and he's going to take down the pot. So Freddie playing like a pro, demonstrating that aggressiveness pays when you're playing no limit hold'em. Betting is what the game is all about.
Tom Hall shakes loose right there, and Freddy Deeb going after his 2nd WPT title. You got to think this is his opportunity to make that happen. He's playing against an actor and an amateur player. They both play well, though. We'll see what happens. To the table we go. Nicholas with a queen-3, quickly folds.
Now Tom Hall picks up Kojak. He's got king-jack. In the small blind, he's going to raise it.
How much?
Yeah, makes it 290,000. And Freddie with a pretty good queen-10 of hearts.
Michael.
Well, he likes to see flops with this kind of hand, so he's going to make the call.
First 3 cards.
Yeah, flop comes 9, 6, deuce, all different suits.
Helping neither player. And look at this, Tom Hall with just king high. Gonna blast his way through this pot.
This doesn't look like a flop that might have helped the guy that called a raise. Tom Hall's instincts right there. He takes down that pot.
And you see WPT champs, J.C. Tran.
Nam Lee sitting there as well. Chino Reem.
The grinder, all these guys rooting for Tom Hall.
Well, he lives in Hong Kong. Very athletic guy. Likes rugby, skiing. Fold this hand.
Yes, he does. King high folds, and now Freddie with an 8-5, just calling. And Nicholas with the Doyle Brunson hand, 10 deuce of clubs. Content to see a flop. Here we go again.
Now flop comes queen, queen, deuce.
Nothing happening for Freddie, but he doesn't care. 100 grand.
Raise.
And Nicholas, who's hit deuces and queens, is saying raise.
He just doesn't believe Freddie's got a pair or hit a queen on this flop, so why not raise it with the queens and deuces? That's what he's doing. 300,000 is the bet.
You beat a deuce?
Freddie picked that off right away.
beat queen deuce.
Freddie probably feels like if he came back over the top, the guy couldn't stand the pressure, but he's going to let it go and wait for a better spot to get his money in there. But that was a nice raise by the actor there, Vince. Nicholas Gonzalez coming over the top of Freddie to take down that pot.
He is glowing there because he knows his buddy Danny Masterson on the rail there, rooting him on. Very impressive when you can push out a quality player like Freddy Deeb in a major event like this. All right, Nicholas has a king-queen this time.
Well, this seems to be his favorite hand. He raises with it every time, including here. Comes in for 300,000.
Yep, and Tom has to go out. And Freddy Deeb with a 4-5 also is going to muck.
So Nicholas Gonzalez on a little roll here, picking up some small pots, but he's coming up off the mat, closing the gap on the chip leader.
Well, he's impressive. I mean, he knows when to push, knows what he's doing. He would love to prove himself in the world of poker greats this evening and knock out Freddy Deeb and take home this WPT title, which has been won by the likes of Van Nguyen last year, Adam Weinrob, Barry Greenstein, Alec Brennis, Phil Locke, of course, and Lane Flack. Some really great players.
All three of these guys trying to join that elite list. No doubt about it. Let's see which one does.
Well, Nicholas has folded Tom Hall, calling with just a 4-deuce. Interesting.
200 more.
Well, Freddie's got the two walking sticks. He's got a pair of sevens. So he's going to raise it 200,000 more. And Tom Hall again making a call with just a 4-deuce offsuit. I say again because he called a raise before with an 8-deuce offsuit. For a guy that plays as tight as he does, Vince, he makes some very marginal raise calls, in my opinion.
Gonna try to pull a Gus Hansen, but he does not connect there with that flop.
It's come ace, queen, 9. Action's on Tom. And look at this, Vince. He is reaching for chips.
Uh-oh.
He's just going to try to steal this pot away from Freddie. And it might work as 3 overcards have come out there.
This is a bold bet.
Well, you can just tell that Freddie is puzzled by why this guy would lead out. You know, if he flopped a big hand, he's going to check to an aggressive player like Freddie and check raise him. And Freddie's just trying to put the pieces of this puzzle together.
Well, that is usually the case when a guy comes out after you've raised before the flop. That usually they're not that strong. They're trying to take the play away. But still, very tough call to make here with 3 overcards.
You just automatically assume that the guy's making a move at you, because why wouldn't he check raise you if he had a big part of that flop?
You got a bluff, huh?
Freddie could be onto this, he's saying.
Well, he could be onto it, Vince, but make a call with 3 overcards out there is not easy to do. You've got to be a terrific player with terrific reads to make a call like this.
Freddie plays with his gut, and he's making an excellent call here so far.
Well, so far so good, Vince, but we've got 2 more rounds of betting to go. How much heat can Freddy Deeb stand here?
That's true. Very big pot building up here. Turn card coming up. Here it is.
Well, a 10 comes off. That'll be a scare card to both players because there's a possible straight out there. Tom is going to check, does not make the continuation bluff bet.
Well, he's fearful that Freddie called that he's beat at this point.
Freddie's checking as well, and now a 7 comes off.
Wow.
Freddie has hit the slot machine. He's got 3 7s, and poor Tom has got to realize the only way he can win this pot is to bet at it. So he might try a bluff here, Vince.
Well, he is
it's the only hope he's got.
Absolute roadkill at this moment, and
as we can see, that hope is very thin since Freddie just made trips on the river.
Oh, wow. He is betting $1 million. Got to respect him for this nerve.
Can you call 400 more if I raise you? I just made a set. I call you.
Oh, boy.
Well, Freddie is just making the call, and that's going to get the job done. Yes, there's a case that had Tom made the continuation bluff bet on the turn, I believe he would have won that pot. But I also believe that if a 7 didn't come on the river,
I was calling you with 2 7s. It didn't matter.
He probably would have won that pot, even though Freddie says I was calling him with just 2 7s. Hard to believe with all those overcards out there, he could make that call with just 2 7s.
Yeah, I don't quite believe Freddie right there, but what a brilliant call after the flop. Freddy Deeb looking like a superstar, going after his 2nd title. That's the call of the night.
That's all right, Tom.
Nice call, Freddie.
Freddie takes the chip lead right now with 3 players remaining. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour.
A7 and folds on the button. Rather surprising.
I call.
Yes, it is. Indeed, calling with a Jack 8. Nicholas Gonzalez content with a 10-4 to see a flop.
Well, here comes that flop. Still can't believe Tom threw an ace away on the button. And an ace comes on the flop. It's come ace, jack, deuce. Freddie's got second pair and checks it.
Nicholas not falling into anything there, checks as well. A 9 of spades on the turn.
Freddie now bets 100,000. Nicholas goes out, and Vince Freddy Deeb wins this pot, but in my view, shouldn't have won the pot because I believe Tom Hall, or any other player for that matter, should raise on the button in a three-handed poker game with an ace high. It figures to be the best hand, and if you're trying to win poker tournaments, hard to win them if you're throwing away ace highs with a three-handed poker game.
I agree, very routine, but doesn't do it. Comes back to haunt him there a little bit. Let's go to this hand. Freddy Deeb now with a queen 3 of clubs.
Well, he's going to limp in, make the call on the button.
Nicholas going out.
And Tom got a 9-6. He's happy to see a free flop here. Freddy Deeb has said he's going to donate 50% of whatever he wins to charity, so got a lot of rooters in the house for him tonight.
Well, there's the flop. It's 3 hearts. And right there, Tom getting a piece of that, pair of 6s. But he's going to check. Freddie with nothing is going to bet.
Well, he's got a gut shot straight draw, but certainly not the kind of hand you want to play with. Well, Tom's going to call him with second pair here.
100,000. And now the 4th heart comes out. Neither player has a heart, of course.
Well, again, Tom checks. Both players have black cards. Now, what Freddie's wondering is, does Tom have a heart in his hand? If not, maybe I can take this pot away from him. He's going to bet 150,000. Tom lays his hand down, and what a smart bet that was by Freddy Deeb with a pot that had nearly $500,000 in it. He tested the water to see if his opponent had a heart. He didn't, and Freddy Deeb picks up that pot by making a great bet.
3 players remain. We're coming back. Who's going to take down this title? We'll know soon here on the World Poker Tour. Freddie Deeb's our chip leader with close to $4.5 million in chips.
Yep, the Danny DeVito look-alike well out in front right now. And he is looking to cross that finish line, not only to take down his second WPT title, but also because 50% of whatever he wins is going to the Vine Group charity.
Action goes to the actor Nicholas Gonzalez. He's played very, very well here so far tonight. He goes out. Now Tom Hall has a pair of 9s.
Oh, that's a big hand in the small blind versus the big blind, and Tom is going to raise it. Makes it 250,000 to go. Well, Freddie's been on a little roll here lately. He's got the chip lead. He's got position on Tom, so he's going to make the call here with just a 7-5. Oh, and the flop comes Jack 10-5 with 3 hearts. Tom checks 2 9s, and Freddie checks the pair in the flush draw.
Yeah.
Deuce of clubs on the turn. Tom out in front with the 2 9s. Again checks, and Freddie checks right behind him. The deuce of hearts comes off.
Oh, boy.
4 hearts out there. Freddie has made a flush. Tom has checked.
Small flush.
Well, Freddie's going to check it down. He's going to win this pot with a flush, and Vince, you can sense the frustration on the part of Tom Hall now. He disgustingly turns up his 2 9s.
Yeah, he just let that hand get away from him. Just didn't do anything with it. Backfires.
Yeah, Freddie probably would have called him with a pair and a flush draw maybe, but maybe not. One thing's for sure, there's a saying in poker, if you give a guy enough free cards, sooner or later, he's going to catch one that's going to beat you.
Well, it's a good lesson to the amateurs out there that are just learning the game, you know, on the river. Even though you make the flush, why bet if you're not going to be called? You only get called if you get beat. Therefore, Freddy Deeb doesn't even think about betting, so you just check it down, take the money. Easy lesson.
Well, also, you open the possibility of your opponent check raising you out of the pot with your flush. The guy comes over the top for a big bet. Very difficult to call when the board is paired and there's 4 hearts out there and all you have is a 7 of hearts. So I like the check down by Freddie there. He takes down the pot.
Okay, to the next hand. Tom Hall quickly folding. Now Freddy Deeb with an ace-5.
250.
He's going to make it 250,000 to go. And Nicholas has to eject his hand. 10-6, not good enough. So Freddy Deeb taking 2 in a row.
Vance, what's ironic about those flushes that Freddie made there that last time when there was 4 hearts on the board before? When he didn't have the flush, he bet at it. He won the pot. This time he had the flush, he didn't.
Now look at this. Tom Hall has gone to the rail to his buddies.
That's a lot of poker intelligence assembled right there, Vance. I can tell you that.
Okay, the stab at the pot.
Hey, boys, what's the advice now?
Some of the big names of the game, and Freddie mocking his friends. They're giving him, they're coaching him right along.
Hey, just let one of them come and play. They can take turns, half an hour each. Can they? They can come in half an hour each.
And I can tell you one thing, folks. Freddy Deeb has never been afraid to play anybody on the green felt.
Half an hour each, boys.
He's played high-stakes poker for a long time.
I can sit down?
Half an hour each.
He's not afraid of any of those WPT champs, and those guys are all WPT champions. J.C. Tran, Nam Lee, Chino Reem, Michael the Grinder Mizrachi.
The only reason I'm saying that because the floorman will object.
It is a free-for-all here at the Commerce Casino.
We'll be over in half an hour.
You're right about that one. It'll be over in half an hour.
All the big names helping out their buddy Tom Hall. Will it work? All right, back to the next hand. Action's going to Freddie.
Well, everybody having fun here. Freddie Deeb having the most fun right now.
Freddie quickly folded his Jack-6, and now Nicholas Gonzalez with ace-queen. He says all in, and Tom Hall will go out. So he's going to pick up the blinds.
So the actor, Nicholas Gonzalez, taking down that pot with the all-in bet.
But we're trying to get some TV time.
Nick's got plenty of TV time. He doesn't need it.
Freddie a little distracted
I
there.
just want the money. These guys keep talking about TV
He
time.
likes this better than acting.
Well, everybody, Joey will have a good time here.
Starting to have some fun again at the Commerce Casino. We're coming back as 3 players remain here on the World Poker Tour.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We're back at the Commerce Casino in Los Angeles. 3 players remain going after this title here tonight.
Our current chip leader is WPT champ Freddy Deeb. He's got about 4.8 million in chips. Tom Hall in second place with 1.8 million, and actor Nicholas Gonzalez in third place right now with 1.3 million.
To the felt we go. Nicholas Gonzalez with the button, first to act. Let's take a peek at his cards.
I never know how to answer you, Fred.
Not too much. A queen deuce. He quickly folds.
Okay,
Tom out.
Well, Tom goes out as well, so Freddy Deeb gets what we call a ground skinner, where everybody folds to the big blind. And you're the chip leader, you get more ground skinners than most, because people don't want to tangle with you.
Didn't have to work right there. Next hand, Tom has a queen jack, and he's first to act. Line's still 50 and 100,000.
And he's going to come in for a raise here. Looks like 200,000 is the bet.
Yep. And now Freddy Deeb with the mid pair. Pair of 7 says all in. Going to put pressure on. And Nicholas with a lousy 9-6 goes out.
I call.
Wow, a daring call by Tom Hall here. He's called with just a queen and a jack. I mean, you can't figure that hand would be the best hand, and he put in another 1.6 million, but as the cards lie, it's a race situation. The 2 over cards versus the under pair. And whoever wins this pot will be the big chip leader at this final table.
There's my brother Jimmy Van Patten, actor and a good poker player.
Yeah, he played this tournament like we did, Vince. He's on the rail, just like us.
Yep. Runs in the family. Here comes the flop.
7 in the window.
Oh, it's come queen 7, 5. Tom Hall is going to have to catch 2 running cards to win this pot. Got to come queen jack, jack jack, or queen 5. Otherwise, he's going to be out in third place.
Just a big flop for Freddy Deeb. Turn card coming up.
Well, if 5 comes off, it's not over. Tom Hall can win this pot if a queen comes
We
off.
don't want no 5.
Freddy Deeb has 7s full of 5s, but Tom can win the pot if a queen comes off.
Tom Hall, founder of the Asian Poker Tour, in a lot of trouble.
Yep, a deuce comes off. So that's going to do it. From the businessman from Hong Kong, Tom Hall, out in third place.
It was a big effort for Tom Hall. He'll pick up some money.
Heads up, buddy.
These 7s love you tonight.
But right now, we are down to 2 players.
Thank you, thank you.
We got Freddy Deeb, a champion of the WPT, going after his second title, up against an actor, Nicholas Gonzalez. Mike, what do you think?
Well, Vince, it's a David and Goliath scenario here. One of the best poker players in the world, WPT champ Freddy Deeb, has 6,850,000. The actor, Nicholas Gonzalez, is starting out with only 1,250,000. Let's see if the amateur, the actor, can overtake the top pro and take down this title.
Okay, you said David and Goliath, but I'm just not sure that I can call Freddy Deeb Goliath in this situation.
He's a Goliath on the green felt.
That is true. All right, we are going to the felt.
You want to make a deal, Fred?
Yeah, I'll make a deal with you. I'll take first and you take second. Good luck, man.
Well, could a dream come true for Nicholas Gonzalez to take down a WPT title, or will Freddy Deeb capture a second WPT title tonight?
All right, cards have been dealt, and Nicholas Gonzalez with an ace-6 on the very first hand.
Well, an ace high is a big hand in a heads-up situation. So let's see how Nicholas is going to play this.
How much you got, Freddie?
About 1.2 million. No.
Can you count it down?
No, you want to know? Serious? 1, 2.
This is a little actor poker humor.
I don't know. You bluffed me.
Certainly, Nicholas is going to play this hand.
All in.
Well, he is going all in.
Oh, boy! Woo! Woo-hoo!
Freddie looks down at a pair of eights.
Yeah.
I call.
And Freddy Deeb has made the call. So here it is, hand number 1. It could be over. Well, we have a chance to tie an all-time record on the World Poker Tour. The heads-up battle getting over in one hand. If Freddy Deeb wins this pot, he'll be our champion. Nicholas Gonzalez right now going to have to get lucky to stay alive in this battle. He's got the ace-6, Freddie with the 2 8s.
Can the actor get lucky on this flop, hit the ace? He would just love that. He'd love to double up. Here we go with the first 3.
Well, it's come Jack 7-3.
Nicholas not hitting there.
No, Freddie's still out in front with the 2 8s. For Nicholas to win this pot, he's going to have to catch an ace, 2 running 6s.
Well, he got a 6 there on the turn.
2 cards to make a straight or a flush, but a 6 comes on the turn. We are down to the river. Nicholas Gonzalez must catch an ace or a 6 on the river to stay alive in this tournament. Otherwise, Freddy Deeb will become our champion.
But it's a king
on
of
the river.
spades.
Well, there you have it. Freddy Deeb has captured his second World Poker Tour title.
Good playing, man.
You and your parents.
Good playing. Why waste time, right?
And half of his money will go to the Vine Group charity.
Freddy Deeb, always a gentleman, giving half of this away to charity.
What a great night.